Talk, and shout out to the people who have been listening to us on Twitter a little earlier. People who listen on Twitter in the space usually get a little extra conversation, sometimes a lot of extra conversation, which I did get tonight. This is Brick Talk. I am Randy,
And I'm the night.
and this week we're talking about the one down, two to go, the year-to-date market review. So this is our first Brick Talk since April ended, and April it marks the first third of the year that has ended. So then
Mhm.
and I thought we'd have a conversation about what has happened on the market since then, what we like or we don't like, a couple of interesting points. And as always, we are inviting you guys to join us in that same conversation. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can click the link in the description, and there's a little link there that can bring you to the Twitter space. If you are in the Twitter space, you can send a speaking request, and we will be glad to hear you or talk about whatever you have in mind. Or you can send a question in the chat on YouTube or on Twitter or whatever, right? Uh, and so, with that said, I have one more thing to do. I should remind you guys that I am not a licensed investment advisor. Nothing we say on the show should be taken in any way, shape, or form as investment advice. Danai is a licensed investment advisor. Danai Hall, you can link him at dhalladvisory.com. But if you're not in a session with him, or you're not in a session with your licensed investment advisor, whoever they may be, then you probably shouldn't be taking the things you get from any other conversation, including the conversations here, as investment advice. Don't buy or sell anything based on the things we talk about. It's just two guys who like finance, who like the stock market, and like talking about it, having a conversation. All right. So welcome. So with that said, I think we have the first person on. I hope the person is on topic. I see Tab who sent a speaking request. Sir Tab, what's up?
Talk, hold on.
Yeah, no boss. Not about. Why? Not too bad, you know.
How's your
Me,
investing year been so far?
why? Why? On a touch, it have been good, you know, but it could have been way, 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 way better. You
We
know.
say that every time.
Adam is never enough.
It's a hindsight, It's
Yeah,
we
man.
should have.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a coulda, but we never.
Yeah, man. That always. And the thing about it is that, I mean, as I say, so many times people tell upon themselves, you know. But one of the things I really want to mention still, I want to mention about, as in, you know, um, doing doing a research on a company,
Mm-hmm.
and then you realize that nobody else not talk about it. You know, I mean, trust me, that 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 is a pain. I don't know. That thing is just a pain to get over. Like
Mhm.
doing the checks and doing things and spotting certain things, having certain expectations around certain things that you think might happen based
Mm-hmm.
upon the timing and everything and all of that. And you say, yo, this thing look really, really good. But then,
Excited.
you know, it's like you get really, really excited and you say, yo. And then some of the time you try to talk about it and, oh, so, what you say about this? What you say about that? It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's like the wickedest thing that in a brother.
Like everybody try to
It's
move
like,
on when you bring it up.
brother,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
It's like it just wrenching like you say, but wait, no man. So why?
So around me that stock coming,
What
nobody don't want it. So
exactly, brother? And it's like when the time come,
mm-hmm.
it's like I just these crazy movements. I say, yo, John, what's that? It's like I think when it happened first time, I mean, you see it, I say, all right, cool, you know, maybe, maybe I buck up,
you ever
you
show
know.
for event too early? You ever go on party too early, too?
Yeah, why? I tell you, brother. I
And see,
tell you,
the place empty. Yeah, I say, yo,
no,
the
brother.
party not go good enough. Nobody not gonna come to this. But
Are
when
you
time come,
alone in there
Yeah,
drink
man,
your
you
liquor one
are.
jug and stay so? And a rock pan the early juggling.
one day if I go waste a night and nobody now gonna
Brother,
show up. Nothing now gonna keep
brother,
us up.
it's like,
But
me wonder if, I mean, me know the people in the girl group, me know them, like, know the feeling. But me wonder
Mm-hmm.
if, like, others out there really know that feeling. That feeling, yo,
boss,
it's
yeah, boss.
crazy, brother.
Up on the big
It's
talk.
like,
After people come and say, yo, how come nobody's talking about? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Yo,
brother,
signal such a wicked report. Oh, nobody now talk about it. But Mr.
Yep.
Sadiq do a thing. Oh, nobody now talk
We're
about
gonna
it.
talk about,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That that
and
that
me
is
I wonder if
exactly
I
it.
the same, oh, nobody not talk about, because there's a, oh, nobody not talk about with things where you already expect, so when it happen, it not surprise you.
Well,
Well,
So
enough
it's
of
that
like,
that.
might
Enough
be
of that, you know,
you,
so
but
we don't know what you. I don't know which one you talking about.
no, well, me think there's two. Like the one where they far, far ahead and you pick up on this thing happening in XYZ time and so on, or even if you don't really have the timeline per se, because there might
Mm-hmm.
not be a timeline out there. Because I mean, you need other confirmations to pop up in order for probably can get timeline in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as Randy said earlier, it it basically come from something where you make up. Same like when I talk about the fire and Ray. Enough of the time at that. You know, you see something like that and you say, but wait, no man. And then like when you look along the lines, you say, but it more look like this are gonna happen, and you know, if that happen, you expect a certain reaction to it, and other people for start see it, and then now at that time you expect something. But at
Mm-hmm.
that point now you say, yo, oh, nobody now talk about this because me see this and this look very likely to happen, but oh, nobody now talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And then now me I think about the other, oh, nobody now talk about this wearing a man see signals report drop as you say. And then
Mm-hmm.
now, you know, only for profits and looking good and rare, and it's like it surprised a man. Some man say, but wait, oh, nobody now talk about that good report here. You know, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you probably have Randy and Danai we done maths out the thing and calculate it up and do the checks and realize, say, yo, this is gonna look good. So that's why we not talk about it. You know, surprise me. You know,
or
say,
sometimes it's we match it up and know say yeah this look good, but as you
But
were
nobody now
saying,
gonna talk about
nobody not gonna talk about it, or
it.
yeah, nobody not care, right? The
It's
profits
like,
still
yeah,
look good.
enough time you can tell you can start.
that's so like a tree, you
All right,
know.
cool. I can tell you, yeah, this is good, this is good, this is good. But nobody now gonna care. So you
Yeah,
can't
you know
put
what
too
I
much money
mean.
there. So
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, does the view like is there a thing like if a man like a set of people like or a good amount of people got burned by this one thing, so even though it probably gonna look good, yo, screw that, yeah, man. We're not business about that. Me, I wonder if there's a thing like that, what happened to
Yeah.
people, or make them not want to go back for them money then. Cause I remember one time we were talking about something for one of the advanced grow them, like you know the after advanced grow, and remember Jerry say, yo, that thing, they lose some money off of this now, but me I go back for my money. It's like I did
mm-hmm.
find that very, I did find that funny. Cause I say, yo, how many people have actually here say that are
Not
have the
most,
mentality to say,
not most.
why? It's like from a
So
man get burned from a thing, it's like him just write it
yeah,
off.
the very often the price falling, people take it personal. You know? You don't think
Yeah.
say
That's the
the
brother.
company or the CEO do them something because the price
Yeah.
fall.
Yeah.
A man they just sell it fast. A man say a man was just selling it lower than you were buying it, and you would buy it. That's really happen.
Yep.
Sometimes it just this a regular course of regular course of business. This point reach, it's like Randy say, it's sweet to take so you're there, cause but you don't know when to leave. You're just there cause the good, the nice thing happen. You know, really max it out more than so. You know, say this is a good thing. And you know, say this is gonna make a share price nice. So every time you buy it, continue go up. So your money done, you get a nice gain, and you just stay. You stop look on it now, you're rich. Time come around, price fall because the process done. People would have said or whatever. People that take them gains, price fall,
Yeah.
and you vex. Cause
Or one of them moments that's what you say. Or one of them moments that's what you say. I mean, a man will see the price I go down and well, him see the price I go up and him decide say, yo, let me just go and wait and see what I go on. You know, like without the goal then.
Come
But you
on,
know
It's like you
again,
man.
mentioned it earlier.
I create and the price falling, and people still vex with Tyrone. Like I think, like, what's the thing that was done? Like about specifically, the price falling. It you can't tell them that Tyrone do them something. Still vex.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
then when you ask you to
And then no matter where
articulate it,
the company do after,
It no matter what,
yeah.
still
the
vex.
situation don't matter. It's just I create vex me and Tyrone vex me, and I can't tell you why exactly those what specifically was done from a company or a CEO perspective that caused me the harm, but no vex.
Yeah.
And you hear
And
I
us the
mean,
theory start coming around, but what like a conspiracy is happening, right? Maybe we talk about it.
but no
solely,
proof, no thing. It's
No
it's a
proof,
thing
none
though,
just
It's
I
a
feel
thing
that
that
way,
you
yeah.
have, yeah, you have to understand it though, you know. It's a thing that that how would I put it? You have to know. You have to know what you want and know what the signs of getting what you want look like.
Mm-hmm.
I know when you get it, I know if you get it. Because people come on all the time, I will say, people tell us about them plans that they have for whatever stock. Sometimes if you listen to some of the older episodes, you'll hear me ask people, say, you know, what your goal, and when them actually tell me the goal, and then tell me later on, I say, well, you realize that this is what you told me you wanted. Like, you achieved it already. Why you
Mm-hmm.
never sell? No answer. Because oftentimes they never either them never really realize them achieve it, or more often in my view, that's not really what they wanted. It's just what they said,
Mm-hmm.
right? And yo, the market is human beings, you know, we're greedy, you know. If I say I want 20% in a year, I'm gonna get 100% in a 6 months.
You know, don't you see them boss?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The only time people say them satisfied with that, you know, is when them either have experience or them lying to themselves. Cause they
Mm-hmm.
might say, yo, I get 100. If you go up 100%, it can go up 120. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it go up 120.
20.
And then when it go up
No. I wonder if
120,
you can go up a little more.
of course,
Yeah,
yeah, man, and then
man.
watch it go all the way up and then watch it come all the way back down.
That's the experience I've had.
Yeah.
Meaning, we're there. We get there early. R1. And then immediately kicks in. But the year not done, you know, so what we can do for that? And I'm like, boy, they take a pay for that thing, now do whatever. No, 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 no. The year not done, what we can do for that? And
Yeah,
here I said the
yeah.
Uh,
goal get riskier. It become harder. So it become that much harder for do. And you realize now I say John will start. You probably start walking back and I say, yo, maybe you can't go commit and whatever. But that's really people.
Another thing, let's mention something like a thought like that came to my head today, too, you know. Like you're in a vehicle expecting it to go X place in a X time. It reach
Mm.
X place, but in an earlier time, and you decide say you go wait for the event where you did expect to happen because it not happen yet.
I can't lie, I've been there many times.
That's not necessarily, in fact, I would say this, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bad thing, but I mean, it come with something where you always mention, like you have to reassess, you have to check, you
Mm.
know,
Yeah, you have to be sure.
I
because
mean,
Yeah.
the
you
truth
might
is,
sit in there and that was the reaction where happen.
mm-hmm.
Suppose everybody decides say, yo, them see the same thing and it a got the same place there. So the reaction came early to that thing that you were thinking, but because it not happen yet, you sit down in there and the price fall go way down. So even when the thing happen,
But then it also the situation of you sit down in and the price go up more.
Yeah.
It can go either
exactly,
way. It's
yeah,
just
Yeah.
the safety you have to take from it is always your goal, what you were there for. And you have a real plan around the what more. So you wanted 30% in a year. It become 30% halfway through. Cool. Stop
mm,
now. You have the rest of the half year. The next half of the year for left. You actually have to say to yourself what's going to happen. You actually have to make a plan around that.
yeah,
It's
you have to
not
reassess,
yo, me
man.
there, so it reach. Maybe you can go more and more on business. It's not a late. It doesn't
Yeah.
become the immediate. Oh, you
Trouble
can
there,
go.
so.
You can't do that. You give yourself more work. You have to say, all right, cool. We're here. We didn't really go more. Why would it go more? You have to sit down and do all your test them there. So
And that's the part
Mm,
that's difficult for a lot of people.
two
I,
parts
I,
agreed. You feel nice. It's very.
yeah.
It's the easiest moment to be too relaxing. Because I feel good.
yo,
Make
so
a bag of
early,
money. It's nice.
just buy this.
Yeah, man. More for come.
Yeah, yeah. And that happens a lot when people buy something that there's a lot of chatter around.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they get biased towards looking for the chatter to be the sign of what it is that they actually want. So that's why they look for people to talk about a stock for them to like it, because the last time they buy a stock where people talk about it, it go up. So I'm looking for the talk around it for it to happen, right? And then you have other people who think that that's how the market work, or think that that's how people. I shouldn't say think that's how people do it, because some people, I guess, must do that. It annoys when people think that's what we do. I think that's what I do. Like, that's not a real thing. That's not a
We're here waiting to hear what other people talk about to buy. Yeah,
yeah, God
that's
forbid.
crazy.
Yeah. And then sometimes, I get asked about, well, what are people saying about? I have no idea what the hell people
Yeah,
are saying about it.
yeah, I
No,
wasn't
no,
part of
no
that
topic. I
conversation.
don't
In
know.
fact, you have seen what I've said. You're in the space where I talk a lot. I ain't even said nothing about it. Why do you think to me what people are saying about it?
Yeah. But
Or when them
People,
again, my clients come to me, they see a conversation or a piece of conversation, and they bring it to me as if I
mhm.
heard it too. And I'm like, no, I have to show what they say. Actually, tell them what they said. Tell them what is being said. It's not just what you think what the night or Randy said about this. I know what's Randy tweet.
Jesus, what people do it all the time, boy. You get the what I get it in also is when people are saying things like they reference, oh God, they reference a trade.
Mhm.
Like, the big order from the rate, and I'm like, do you think
You
that
know,
I am at home?
when
Let
they
the
hear me
queue
say, "Oh,
open.
I don't sit down and watch these things." I was not like, right? I just never
Yeah,
see that big order. I never know see that order there from last week Wednesday. It's just been in the queue. I don't have no clue.
and it go and it come
If I
back.
mock it up, it's mock ups. It's mock ups I see it most times, or I see somebody else
Yeah,
talk about it or check it.
yeah. It's a different thing that people again. If you are getting serious about investing, you should learn. But to your point, that chatter, right? To use John Jackson's phrase, chatter in the market. That chatter in the
Mm-hmm.
market is something that a lot of people tend to look for and use to make themselves feel more sure about what they've actually invested in, right? It's a thing that they use. I want to say maybe the most. The most people use. I shouldn't say most people use it. A lot of people use it, and the people that use it, they
Randy,
use it
check
the
your phone.
most. No problem. The people
And
that use it the most. Um, but it's something that I wouldn't tell people to lean on as a method. Yeah,
Wait, I can
yeah,
do it now.
yeah. I think you can.
why,
Yeah.
Randy, Danai,
Yo,
before
boss.
before before we come off, why you have people out there who really enjoy the show still. I can tell you that. It's like them not talk and them not, you know. But there is all. I don't know if you know think about them people, but you have like people out there who like tune in every week to listen because
Um.
they really enjoy it.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
big up those
we
people.
think
Big
about
up
it. That's
those
right
people.
here.
Yeah, big up those people. And those people
Yeah,
can tell
man.
you. A lot of times I do that for I do the show, and then I am sure do the show too for those people. Cause
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you, people, many weeks, almost every week before the show starts, I do not want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Every week I'm like, Jesus
Yo, I
Christ.
am so happy it's a group effort
Yeah.
because a thought runs through my head. I'll scare leave Randy to it alone. I'm sure it's like on both sides it's cool. So
Yeah. And yeah, I built
we
up the
make it together.
discipline. Yeah, I built up the discipline. I do it. I don't want to quit that. But
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, every week I don't want to do it. Every single week,
Just
including this
someone.
week.
It's like gym. It's better when it starts. The moment it starts
That's
and the
true. Yeah,
conversation starts, I'm much better
flowing.
off
Yeah.
about it. But it's just another thing. I was a Friday night. Me know who I go out. Me know where me can there.
God,
And I was not
God,
there. But
I can.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
disappointed, man, if the show not on, man. Because the reason
oh,
why I
trust me,
bring it
I
up
know.
still, my brother-in-law, I take a little trip star and we go link the man before the man left and the man said to me, say, boy, yo, Tom, yo, me not think me can go up on Twitter. They say, look, apparently, I think the country blocked Twitter. So man, I say, yo, me I need a VPN, me have to listen to big talk. And I say, brother, me not say nothing to you, but in my head, me I say, blow, look for this man. My friend cut. This man tell me, say,
Jesus. Man, I want you in
I'm
big
gonna
talk.
listen big talk.
Yeah, man. Big
So,
up, big up to Tough
Big up
brother-in-law.
him.
yeah,
Big
man.
up him.
Yeah,
Big up
man.
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, man, listen, you know, still.
Uh,
Him getting VPN, so I'm supposed to
Yeah.
go there now.
Yeah, hear him shout out. So bless up, boss.
yeah.
Glad for the
Yeah, man.
support.
Yeah, man.
But
It's
big
good.
up, big up
Over
big
there
up
still.
for yeah, big up Tab and thanks. And Tab, before you go, since you're here, we do want to add some on topic. So year to date,
Yeah, man.
what's been your greatest experience on the market, January to now? Which stock or which situation or which whatever have you loved the most or hated the most or whatever?
Why? All right. Well, I have to think about that one day, because so much things go on, in the market this year. I mean, well, the best movement for me, I mean, probably the same thing of people are gonna say, but I mean, looking at RPL,
IPL.
Start of the
Massive
year,
loss.
really, really good, you know. But I mean, I have something on I have my eyes on. I do some research on it, you know. When me get more confirmation and take out the bias out of the research, we are gonna talk about it in the group.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the bias, you know. It's just
yeah,
as long as you
yeah,
temper the bias with
Temper
fact,
the
yeah,
right?
man,
bias.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
man.
Recognize
yeah, man,
With
reality.
fact, man. Yeah.
yeah, man. That's why I make sure mention to when they, you know, put that
Mm,
aside to actually do the real check, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
actually see this thing come up because it's like each time I take a little 5 minutes and look on it, I see something else. Because even last night, I mean, sleeper kill me and it's like I lay down there and I say, no man, who are the broker for that company? And then right away, I have to just take up my phone off the table and I check. That time the sleeper kill me.
Was it GK?
It's like, no man, no, not GK.
Okay.
No, no,
I can tell you
just
early out, you know, if you do first third of the year awards, we say to Dan I already, we say to the group all the time, we say, I mean, like undeniable at this point.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nobody's beating them at this point.
Yep,
Like
the man, them fire, brother.
Well,
No,
them
like
most
them,
and them not stop. Nah,
yeah,
ease up at all.
yeah. It
at
look good.
all. At
It
all.
look
Who would
really
have
good,
thought the corned beef company have beat everybody in the finance?
brother, brother. Man, I go hard and based upon how it look as you say, man, don't look like them ready for stop, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
True, true,
look
true,
like ready
true,
for stop.
true,
To
true.
me, it look like them just a start. That's how it look to me. Them just a start. Cause to
Well,
me, them look energized and ready to go. And I mean, them might try grab some more clients, as you can see. You know, couple more people come on board, and
well,
yeah, I expect the same from them when those people come on board. When they do this,
well. I think about the things I've seen from them officially. Like, I don't know if I want to say this here, but it's again, it's all public things. But I know that people don't actually read a lot of the documents or put them together. So I don't always want to be the one to highlight certain things too early. But they gave us their plans. They hid it in words. They hid it in publicly released documents. Um, and then this year, when they just put their annual report out, and I noted that in it they spoke about continue their plan to be listed on an international market over the next
mm-hmm.
few years. Um,
From
and I
last
think
year, I got through that man.
from longer, but
Before.
I don't want to define.
Before. From
Yeah,
before.
from long before. As I always tell the girl subscribers that listen, when you do your research and as they've seen for themselves, a lot of them know, when you do your research and you see the points, you are going to see things that are years off. And if you're good at it, people are almost going to think that what you're doing is like you can't know it the
Inside.
way that you know it. Yeah, because
Oh, you know
it,
that.
it, how you know that? There's no way you can know that, right? You must get a link
Nothing you
or
can tell me.
exactly. But I say all that to say that based on the plans that they've put forward and the plans I've seen them doing and the plans they've achieved and continue to do, I don't know that saying that they're taking it serious seems to be an understatement. I don't know who's going to step up to the plate and like challenge them, but right now them truly gonna lead. Not just from the things they've done, but also from the things that them said them going to do. You get me? So it's not just what in front of us now. It's not just the listings last year, but also what them doing, how them acting as a broker, even in good, bad, or ugly. Yeah, them. I don't know. I have to give them credit
Goal
where
based
credit is due, but
investing.
on their part, definitely, yeah.
Yes, yes.
GK hitting their
I mean,
target.
I mean, them say it and them a do it.
GKFG, yeah. The man them not relying on the corned beef alone or the Western Union alone. Them
No, big up the GK team, you know.
yeah man, eating in multiple ways. No, you say
Have to
that
big them up.
because you say you like RPL, but it's another stock you're looking at. But RPL, I guess that's not a bad pick. What do you think, Danai, in terms of him being excited about it year to date?
Year to date. What's the thing there? I knew it would be RPL actually.
That's why I laugh before me say it. Coming loose.
Well, you say other people might say the same thing, but I mean You said first, so that's fine.
RPA year
Uh,
to date is
I mean,
nice, isn't it?
well,
exactly.
to the end of to
What's
the end of
the
April, they're the number
oh,
one
it's a second.
growth
It's
stock
yeah.
for the year.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man. Nobody no
On the
grow more than
JPS
them.
7%.
That is true. JPS is solid. Ordinary shares wise, in terms of
Yeah,
ordinary shares, they are the number one.
number one. Yeah,
Yeah. When you bring in the preference shares now, the game gets a little different, right? Uh, and
JMB doing better
JPS
than JMB.
doing better than JMB or JMB's
JMB
preference
doing better than
shares.
JMB. JMB group 7.25% is the third highest growing stock, and JMB GL not so much.
Yeah, JMB GL is suffering from success, if you will, suffering from what they've done to themselves with the that APO and other factors and other
Yes, sir.
factors. Yeah, but like all the other APO stocks, it's suffering. But what that those preference share moves still have people confused and some people confused, some people
Mhm.
excited. You know anybody who make money off of it, then
No,
I
well,
know
I know one person. Let me know one person.
I know I know
The
I've heard
person,
one
yeah, I know
person
one
say
person that
that
said they bought that they made some money, but they didn't. Yeah. But they weren't reading from a okay, I know what's going on, XYZ, whatever.
they were gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people who have done that also. One person, I should say, I know who's done it, and they did it as a gamble. As in, they don't know what go on either, but them see the movement and them say, "Let me see if I can catch piece." By
Yeah.
the way, people,
The person who said admit it was gambling. And whatever. Yeah. So
yeah, honestly, it's the same person I know because they admit it was gambling also. As in, they don't know why the movement has been happening both ways, both upwards and downwards. I think it actually hit the breaker today, the downwards breaker today.
mm.
Uh, I remember, I don't remember, I remember seeing an alert, a market alert for it, but I don't remember if it was today or another day. It happened all the time. Shout out to My Money J. You want to get an alert when these things happen? My Money J. Today's episode is brought to you by mymoneyja.com. If you don't have an account, you're losing out. Somebody mentioned to me that uh, use My Money J. Let me just put it that way, right? Like so they're saying, that some people might not use it. I know I feel about some people not using it. I say, yo, the team is trying to make the best product out there and to ensure that the people that do use it have the best advantage. And I think it's becoming very, very clear that not using it, that's cool, but the people who use it are getting a bit of an advantage, a bit of a leg up, including things like being able to get an alert on your phone immediately when a trade happened at your level. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the JPS, I think it was a JPS 7 or what was it? JPS 9 point, I forget it. One of the JPS preference share that hit the breaker
Mm-hmm.
today, I think. Downward breaker, JPS 7, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. So
Yeah, still don't know what's happening. Maybe it's not today, maybe it's yesterday. Who knows? Oh yeah, but yeah, still yeah, it might have been yesterday. Halted down at 90. Well, I don't know what's happening behind it. I'm not gambling there. If I want to gamble, I buy a cash pot, but I'm not. Yeah, and I'm not buying a cash pot either. So it I don't know what's happening there, but Godspeed to the people who have earned from it, and Godspeed to the people who aren't earning or planning to earn in the future from it. I don't know what's happening there at
yeah,
all. On that note though, JPS did put out their financials, their AGM. I say AGM, their
I know report.
annual report. Thank you. They put out the annual report earlier this week, I think it was, and they have in it some nice little tidbits, including I tweeted this one in my circle. If circles still work, I don't know. It never says circle on it. I tweeted it for the circle, but it never says circle on it. But one of the things I found interesting was they spoke about getting trading from the JSC.
I wonder,
Um,
is this your thing there? Is this your favorite thing for the week?
My favorite thing. I don't know if I have a favorite thing for the week. I don't know if yeah, I'll say yes. 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 I don't know if it's really my favorite thing for the week though. But I did find it interesting. They spoke about the board of directors going through a training in December of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and those areas included the listing requirements for ordinary stock of the company. That's a hell of a sentence. A very you can't tell me so this sentence wasn't included deliberately. To because of how it's so like as a tidbit or as I put it as a dot, right?
Mm-hmm.
These areas, I don't know if you can you say dot? Is it allowed to say dot anymore? Well, is it allowed for me to say dot? These areas included the listing requirements for ordinary stock of the company on the Jamaica Stock Exchange and environmental and social guidance, and the latter as the board has positioned itself upon building its existing corporate blah 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 corporate speak. That the first part of the thing is the important part for my sense, for my point. That the areas that they were trained on included listing requirements of ordinary stock of the company. I actually up to this point, right when I was about to read it, I didn't realize it had said of the company. I thought it just said listing requirements for ordinary stock. And I was thinking, maybe put in there as a teaser, but the workshop speaks to, of course, being listed and listing your ordinary shares on the market. So they would say that. Literally is right now I realize that it's say ordinary stock of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So what do you think? This year, later this year, next year?
This year or next year, but then it's JPS. But I actually think it being here is stronger for this year. If not this year, then early next year.
Right? I
Yeah.
wonder about that. Because just like a tweeter who shall not be named, to me, this looks like an election dot, right? And yeah,
Exactly. That's what I
yeah,
said. Exactly.
yeah. And by the way, I will say that that's not a bad thing. That's not anything.
Uh-huh.
It's just thinking,
It is
obviously, you
what it is.
want, yeah, it's sensitive. If you're in a country, you want to do things at the time that's best for you. I think
Uh-huh.
people making money based on something that you have done is a great election point
Giving JPS to the people, bro.
back. Well, it's already ours, but giving it
No man, yeah
more
man. Giving
more
oh
directly,
us. Yeah man.
yeah,
Nice
more
talk. Nice.
directly to the
Yes.
people, I think is a great thing. And of course, not just giving it to the people, but they have to have made money off it, right? That I think is an important point. Not just giving it to the people, but giving it to the people in a way where they would have made money off it. Uh, don't know if it's going to happen, but for me that it helped affect how I looked at this point in terms of timing. Because then I thought, when is the next election likely to be? And is it that you'd like it to have already been listed, and then then it's during election time, people you can go up on a podium and say, more man make more money off, more people make more money off, this because of what we've done, which,
Mm-hmm.
hey, listen, put as a feather in your cap if you can. I don't knock it. Uh,
Look, I can't vex with us getting a good thing. So
yeah, definitely not.
anything you
I
want to use the
love it.
phone boss. So what you need to
Yeah,
say and list and sound nice with it. Sure. We get a
yeah,
listed company. Great. We get a
yeah.
listed JPS. Great.
Yeah, I fully listed JPS.
Yeah, yes, yes.
I still hope and pray that it's listed correctly, as we've seen. Just because something big and affects everybody, don't mean say it must work. How you list something matters. Um, and for this, I don't mind doing free work. Who knows? I mean, I'm just a guy on the internet talking. I don't know much, but I would say that it's probably best if you don't give the pensions a reserve.
Yep.
Just a suggestion. Let the pensions have to fight for it on the market with everybody else. Let them put in those things and do the
You don't want this is a nice talking point and then you hear but and then it goes all bust, right? So,
that's also a major point, yeah, because that would hurt people. You don't want it to be like maybe other large listings like that. You definitely want the Wigton kind of effect here. So I would
if
say,
them want it, the pensions want it, and I expect that they will, and then buy it.
yeah,
like the rest
on
of
the
us.
market, like the rest of us, exactly. Don't give the pensions a reserve. Don't give the major players a reserve. I know it might be thought that you want to secure the funds, which is also a major thing. But I would, in my view, it would be very great and it would work best as a listing, and you would still get your money because it's JPS. Who is not going to buy it? Even if it's a crappy listing, I won't say I'd buy it. I'm not going to say that. If it's a crappy listing, I'd wait to buy it. But um, the people who live and die on the fundamentals, who are they not? They're definitely going to buy it. So, in my view, do not give the pensions what they want. Let them apply for it on the market, do the bottom up allocation, make everybody and them cousin make the poorer people have smaller money, get as much as them can. Bottom up allocation, no reserve for the pensions, give it to the people and ride that horse into the next election and good luck to you. But please don't give the pensions the reserve.
No free walk.
Yeah. Unless over the next few months you hear me starting to run a pension, in which case, guys, I've been doing some thinking and I may want to walk back some comments. But no, really and truly, I think I hope this happens. I hope this is this year. What happens if it's not this year? What happens if it's a next year thing?
Go again?
What happens if it's a next year thing?
What do you mean?
I suppose it don't list this year. Yeah, I mean, don't list this year. Yeah, in your
If you
view,
know,
what happens?
it's this year, I mean,
Yeah,
next year, I don't think they come before that election. But I think this year, because it gives a good amount of time leading into it.
I think no matter what, it's coming before an election.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think I am willing to bet money that no matter what, it's happening before the next election.
Mm-hmm.
Because politically, also, you have to think about this. Politically, it's a good move, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to leave it for the other party to do it.
Yeah,
I
because
want to get it
you
back
know
to
how
them.
that going. You know the situation of. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Those guys were gonna do that, so it's supposed to become a bad talking point. Just to talk
Mhm.
bad about it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to
Like,
do
oh,
it,
those guys are doing that, and it's a terrible thing, and here's why.
yes, yeah. Or you lay all the groundwork and somebody else just come in and do
And
it.
just no bother. Oh,
Yeah.
that too. And you're not
Or
going
do
not
it.
going to vex
Yeah.
with us. You just get it later, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think so based on those factors, I think it's going to happen. Not necessarily this year. I would hope it's this year. I'd love if it's this year, but I don't know. But I think
Uh-huh.
it's definitely happening before the next election, whenever that is. Uh, and then that makes me look on what's happening with the preference shares and my wondering about it. But points I've raised in the subscribers group, I'll leave it in the subscribers group. But yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
uninteresting. Not really my most interesting, but it was an interesting point from the annual report that came out recently. And as Danai point out, is it the number one growth security on the JSE?
Yeah.
Was it? I don't have
JPA
it in
7?
front of me. Yeah,
JPA 7?
is
Yeah, it's the number largest movement year to date
word.
from
Oh, year to
64
date being
cents.
year to date being the end of April.
No, year to date money end of December. So
No,
December
as in
until
yeah,
now.
to the end of April, not to today.
Oh yeah,
Is it to
yeah, yeah.
today?
Sorry. So yes, end of
Yeah,
April to the end of April. Yeah. 64
yeah.
cents to $125. Imagine you have the conviction to think all your money in it, and you're a short term. You're not no. Okay, anything happens. You read that say, "Oh, I want 64 cents. All my money in jail." You'll be so rich. 19. You get a 19,000 percentage gain.
But let's be honest, nobody would have done well. I shouldn't say nobody would have done it then, because obviously somebody did it. But
Somebody put money in there, right?
yeah, but I'd still love to hear. I have my theories around it. Um, but I'd still love to hear whoever do it. When after the I think maybe after the IPO, we won't need the person to tell us if they did it, because I think it'll be obvious why they did it. Um, if what I think is the reason. But
Indeed.
more power to that person. It's a brave move. Braver than me. Braver than me, boy. 'Cause even I see it, I can't put myself to do it. Even I
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
I can't even say I'm sure
It's like
10 grand I take
I'm
off.
yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, can't put myself to do it. Um, but yeah, wow. Uh, on that note, I should point out. Wait, is this percentage correct?
On that, if you
It's
put
just
it's
hold on.
196 times security. If you put $1 million in there, you'd have 196.
195%? 195, 19,000,
90,000%. If your money grows by
529%.
196,000.
Jesus.
Yeah, your money grows by 196. You put $1 million in, you'd have 196 mil right now.
Wow. Wow.
Banking.
Wow. And that's as at the end of April.
That's
As
yeah.
a
If
yeah,
it 300 add some before.
yeah. If you're thinking just right now, as in today, you'd only have 116 million. Only
Mm-hmm.
11,665% growth to today. My
Mm-hmm.
God. Wow. So outside of that realm, there if you don't count preference shares, then the next, or if you're looking just at ordinary shares, then Regency is certainly the number one growth stock between the start of the year to the end of April, right? With it having given growth of 55%. Yeah, 55%. And I feel like that. I don't know if I feel like that's right.
What that? Regency?
Yeah.
56.
Sure,
So
56.
close enough.
Sorry. Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, you can round that. I think the number you're looking at, you don't have the decimals behind
Oh,
it.
is it?
You,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, bring them out. So 55.97, but yeah,
Yeah.
55.97%
Mm-hmm.
growth up to the end of
End of April.
yeah, and that's a massive growth.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about the year we've had so far, the market is down. So in the middle of the market is down. In the middle of the market is down. Obviously, somebody out there making some form of bank
Cow.
as tab, right? Tab. Wondering why nobody not talking about it, but making bank nonetheless. I mean, end today at $3.
Is it?
I think yeah, I think it has ended today. I paid it 269. No, that is
269 now.
incorrect. 269. This is me not putting up my decimals correctly. But yeah, 269 is where it ended. It ended today at 269, and that's 69% growth to the end of the year
Mm-hmm.
from the end of last year till now. Ooh, it's nice to know that there's still growth out there. Uh, you take one. You tell me what's one of your maybe not just looking at the growth. Maybe since we can match some the doom and gloom of some parts of the space. What's
Mm-hmm.
your doom and gloom stock so far this year?
The one
Like
that's down.
biggest disappointment? Yeah.
I would say fast rate
Ooh,
from a personal pocket perspective. From an actual
ooh.
invested in this perspective. I think
Yeah.
we've seen what they've come with. They nothing. The rights just will come until it don't come. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. There are people I'm sure who bought with that in mind. There are people I'm sure who
YouTube was strike.
yeah, so I realize the people on YouTube not hearing me. There are people I'm sure who bought with the understanding and the expectation of that rights issue, qualified because of the record date. So I mean, I look on with bated breath. I'm very interested in seeing how both of them handle it from both similar but different situations. Um, I really wonder how they're going to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
If it were earnings season, we could have a nice little tangent on what you would do and what I would. I'd say what I would do, but I'm sure the experts behind it have.
Can manage.
Yeah, man. I'm sure they have better. I'm sure they have plans. I'm sure they've thought it out. And me personally, I'm very, very, very interested in seeing like the
What
next steps
next?
for the companies. Yeah, after the
Yes.
raise, after everything, what comes next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very interested in seeing that. So, yeah, two Twin Peaks. Maybe my most disappointing one. I'd say the Janty Summer, but we mentioned that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. If I look on maybe if I just think in terms of
Mm-hmm.
share price movement to the end of April. I thought that was Palace, but it's not Palace. Palace is actually up about 30%. That's because I didn't split the price. I should have split the price, but I did not. Apologies.
Oh, John,
Uh,
you get them on them.
yeah,
And I'm here saying
I
John
was
will
looking at,
star.
no, I was looking at my thing, and I was like 99% down. That's definitely wrong, right? They're up. They're up at the end of April. They would have been up 30%. Yeah, they'd have been up 30%.
Yes,
So
30.7. So they're actually at they're one of the highest performing stocks.
exactly.
And I'm here saying John will star. The
Yeah,
man they
yeah.
mash up the thing. Nope. They
No,
would
no.
be
They're actually the
they'll be
third.
around
If you
eight
don't
or
count
nine. Yeah.
fourth. No, 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 fourth. If you only count in
Oh,
ordinary shares.
okay, ordinary shares, yeah.
Yeah, if
They're
you only
high up
count in
there.
ordinary shares, it's RPL, Main Event, ISP, then Palace. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, I'll tell people the 10 up to the end of I could list more than the 10, but we're not trying to do a listing show, are we? uh, I can say the top 36. The lowest one is Cygnus USD, and the highest one is Regency. Cygnus USD at 0.11%, and Regency, as we said earlier, at 55.97. Main Event is a second at 46. ISP is a third at 31. Palace is a fourth at 30.7. Purity is at 30.7, also 7.2 versus 7.4 for Palace. TransJamaica is at 25. Yo, TransJamaica, not a
Mm-hmm.
disappointment, but as looking on their chart, right? And I was thinking about the TransJamaica investor who believe, nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong with belief, but believe without really believing. So they've been holding from IPO. Can you imagine a TransJamaica investor holding from IPO? It went up April last year, same way,
And they never sell.
and it never sell, and it dropped, come right back down to below IPO level. IPO was what, $1.44, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's at 24% above the IPO price. How do you think they feel? They I think are very much those types of investors who then they believe, um, them buy, them holding, them buy and hold, nothing wrong with that. But they're not doing it because that's them plan. They're doing it just because.
This is usually where I see for clients. And I think I would read of that. I don't know
Mm,
if I should because what next? I don't really have any strong no, I don't really know what going with them companies certain ways after. I hear good
hmm
points, good data points at me, so yeah, that's good reason, but should I be holding?
Look at this queue for the first time.
Yeah, the buy queue longer.
Yeah, a switch in demand and supply for the first time. And I was going to say that, I was wondering if I wanted to say it here that people know. You think about how many weeks we've done Brick Talk over maybe the past 5 weeks, how
Mm-hmm.
often people have come on and asked us, so what about Trans Jamaica?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They don't really have any points. And them throw it
It's
out. They
just
throw the usual talking points. They get in the
yeah.
next leg of the highway.
Mm-hmm.
JIO was purchased. I usually have to put that forward. I don't usually hear people saying that, but I hear people just asking about it, and I know I've heard enough
That's
insiders.
some wicked money I spending, bro.
Yeah, and let me be clear that insiders of the company, finance insiders, meaning people in the finance space. I hear enough people in the finance space looking at it and going, well, 1 to 1, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is, I think, a favorite. And the stats tell a story right there, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Dan I say, some wicked money spending. In a match, 75.6 million shares traded. Few days before, 500,000 shares traded. And I remember saying that right after this 76 million traded, I said this because 500,000, then this looked to me like, to me, in my view, what I call my personal thing, I call people who have some more information move. I don't know how to get it, I won't judge. But I think it's people who just hear something, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
But
that's
But
interesting.
since then, ever since then, the daily moves,
Yeah.
the daily moving in TransJamaica, boys, is
So
the daily trading.
look at the volumes. Like before the thing there, before that big jump, before the jump start,
Hmm.
there like the volume flat. Like the amount of volume you're getting since March 21st is crazy.
Yep, yep, massive volume, constantly spent to the point where it's being held up.
Bro, we saw yeah, we saw like I was looking at orders on the queue. I say, yo, amount of money to go past that
Hmm.
heavy, and the money just head. It does say, all right, cool, yeah. I guess they know how much money it is. I'll spend it, and then spend it,
Yeah, $7 million to hit the break on Monday morning, a little over
bro.
seven
It is
million.
nothing for it to go to two. Meaning, I
Yeah,
want to like if today money spent on Monday,
true.
8.9 million thing there. If today's money is spent on Monday, it's a thing there. Yeah, yeah, it's in the breaker. That's above $2.
That's true. Yeah, you are correct. You are correct. Hmm.
Money I spent, man. And it was not
Yeah, man.
$8 million to move it up where they it was tens of millions of dollars to get it to 180 something.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because how
That
much money I
is,
was spending for it to get here.
yeah. And it obviously interest started the end of March.
Yep.
I thought
After
by now it would be trending.
big trade happened and then big trade happened and then small trades,
Yeah.
smaller trades.
And then last
Who would have
week,
thought?
not me. Well, maybe me. I mean, definitely us. The episodes are there. Go back. We say a lot
Yeah.
of things that are ignored up to on this show. Maybe a couple months from now, I'll point out that thing I said to Danai, not Danai, Diane earlier as a joke about the Saudis and the ports. But yeah, and boy, that's a pipe dream that I hope happens, boy. Uh, I don't know how to clear that up. I don't clear that up on the internet. But yeah, who knows? Uh, Look at even how it's set up now. I never realized that the buy queue was outweighing the sell queue
Hmm.
currently. A lot of people must be so happy.
Yeah. Finally.
I really hope whatever they're hoping for happens. I have my own ideas. And guys, by the way, it's still Brick Talk. You can still send a speaking request and talk to us. You can talk about this if you want. We can go in depth. If somebody wants us to have maybe a deeper conversation on it and they're willing to have a conversation, more than willing to do it. Send a speaking
Hmm.
request and we'll talk about it or any other stuff that you want. Or situation or whatever. But yeah, Trans Jamaica, I hope for the people involved, I hope that it
Bingo.
yeah.
But this is it's interesting, wicked. Like look at the thing there though. I mentioned the bike queue and the sell queue is interesting. I look at the amount of orders on the bike queue and it's way more. Right? Not way, but almost I think like 50 sell orders and 115 buy orders. So yeah, way more, double the bike double. But then check how much money on the bike queue. If 8 mil supposed to, if somebody sell 8 mil worth, this thing is going down to it's in the breaker.
If they sell 8 mil worth of TransJamaica on Monday,
Yeah.
if They sell 8 mil worth. No, man.
Yeah,
8
man.
mil don't hit the breaker. Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how you. Yeah, 8 mil hits the breaker. You're correct. You are correct. Eh, you are correct. I was thinking about the fees, but it don't really matter. I'm using the 1% fee to make it simple, but yeah, you're right. 8 mil does hit the breaker.
Mm-hmm.
The downwards breaker. Yet, it would still be above IPO price.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm proud of TransJamaica. It's been a long road.
That's our road.
What a road.
And then get rid of the foolishness for now.
Yeah. Remember, if you list in a massive company like JPS, don't give the pensions any reserve. Let them buy from everybody on the queue. Have some more qualified people say this. I hearing some noise in the background. What is that? Oh, Tav is back.
You want me there, man?
Tav,
Um,
you unmuted deliberately, or that was an
but
accident?
yeah, but the only say something about the new area talk, so me take it off. What me that mention still is that me I look on the same Trans-Jamaica thing and me I say to myself, say, boy, enough of them people are still going to sit down in it and watch it go back down. Because them still are going to probably say,
Oh,
let me
you
see
think it's
if
going
we
back
can
though?
get some more.
You think it's going back
I
though?
think, well, it depends. I mean, it depends. It depends. It might. Well, I mean, there might. It a go trend up, and then now some of the time you would probably see trend down a bit. But
It
Boy,
has
Tav, you
been
not
there's
research.
always this point.
I can
No
tell.
man, there's
Yes, sir.
just. I know really that you never can know exactly. But
Agreed.
a couple times it go up already and come back down below IPO just the same.
Oh,
And I
this
mean,
is the
there's a
biggest go up it
possibility it
ever
might
get.
happen to you.
The
Yeah,
biggest go up it ever get.
but
I don't think it's
I
couple
think
time it go up above IPO and come back down.
that's
I think
all.
it's once.
Yeah, don't react much for it.
Once.
It
Last year this time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to break the shackles, man.
I don't know
But
if
the
it can.
second time around, it break the shackles at IPO.
Yeah. Now, can it be sustained? I don't know if last year this time we had this level of activity in it. I don't think we did.
Mm-mm. Nope.
You see, the thing is, TransJamaica is at the level where it's giant food, you know? Yeah, I
Yes.
don't want I don't
Giant
want to get
food.
out
Yeah,
of
yeah. That's
yeah,
what you said that.
giant
Yeah, man.
food.
Giant
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
So you were at the mercy of the giant. Fee 544. So
Exactly.
all the best. Yeah, man. Mercy of the giant. I was saying that to myself earlier. I was saying, think that this is a testament of just wait. If your goal fits whatever you wait it, you could have waited through IPO through the whole all of last year and everything and the noise around it and we now
Yeah,
remove
man.
past IPO price. You can make a money in time. I mean, in fact, it was a thing you could have buy a lot of and you could sell a lot of pretty easily. I make some good money if if it works out with the plan. But you have
Yo,
to hear the
what?
fee 544. The giant of
Yo,
hungry first.
yeah. Well, hold on. If you're really investing towards it, like if you're truly long, people love to say long term, but they rarely mean it. They're really honest with
Mm-hmm.
themselves. But if you're truly like investing for your pension, this was an amazing thing for you. You know, I don't mean at
Yeah,
IPO.
I wouldn't even say was.
Yo,
But
the 52-week low is 94 cents. There are people who got to buy this thing below $1.
mm-hmm.
They're up over 90% today. That
Mm-hmm.
is that's a massive thing. If you are real, if you are serious and honest with yourself about what you want. But I
Money
find
where
that
you're out
few
there.
people are. Yeah, man. I find that very,
Yep.
very few people actually
I
are.
tell you, long term is the hardest thing I get people to adhere to. It's really you have a whole plan around it, and then I stop put the money there. I see the price, so I stop put the money there. Boy, I mean,
Mm.
just fall off. I saw these other things, so I put the money there. They just like a glitch just happened somewhere and stop. Okay, long term, no. Okay, we're doing this. Let's stop.
They say long term and then see the long term discount and then vex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a discount when it's in front of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unless you can guarantee them say it's a discount, like a right issue, you know?
Yes.
That's the only time
Yes.
it,
Yes. I think that's that interesting one too. Plus, the rights issue is, and I think rights issue. Yeah, you look at them and say, "Boy, it's $5 you can buy for 3. That's it. You can buy for 2."
Yup. Uh, Boy, I don't know. I see a tweet from 30% a year is great. Try. I really like that name, you know.
Yeah,
So
me too.
that's a very clear name. It's a real thing too. The people who think like that make a lot of money. 30% a year is great. He says, we feel like Separate are gonna give some of us a surprise this quarter. Record profits to come, one quarter down, and many more to go. Big up Ace Bryden. Uh, I don't mind talking about. I was going to talk about something else, but I like that. I talk about that instead. Third, well, let me not get confused. 30% a year is great, so I said, but you think Separate is going to give us a surprise this year? And AS Bryden. So you think AS Bryden coming road now, which really means something as big as AS Bryden and maybe other IPOs coming out this quarter would mean that the FSC, BOJ, I don't know what it is anymore, this Twin Peaks model. I don't know if does that mean that the road has been opened, that they're starting to process things again, they start to push things out. It would, to me, it would mean that that would have Separate coming out with Ace Bryden to me would be a sign of that. What do you think, that? Because like I don't think there's
Yeah.
any way. I don't think there's any way.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, go ahead,
No,
go
got you. No,
ahead.
I thought I was muted. Got you.
Yeah. I was just thinking that that's the only way that that would happen if it mean FSC free up.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the new road to run is.
Mm-hmm.
And they did promise a
I
listing.
wonder what that's going to look like, really, in terms of.
The road to run or Separate Ace Bryden.
You said the only thing, when them free up fully, that's when thing there. So you
I
don't expect any
think
listings before then, or just them specifically?
not necessarily them specifically, but I do think that let me step carefully. Let me walk very carefully. I do think that the more established companies that are considered to be more household names, and we know how the finance space is, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not like market experts, a lot of them. A lot of them are accountants. So they're by the
Mm-hmm.
book, follow the rules. Nothing wrong with
Mm-hmm.
that. You want that from a regulator in some regards, right? And so I think that if I have a pile on my desk of things to go through, the stuff from NCB is going to be closer to the top. Stuff that involves separate household name is going to be closer to the top. Those big things are going to be closer to the top. Easier to approve. I will think it's good, assuming everything in it is good. My boss is going to assume, but my personal view, I do not work in the industry, guys. I could be wrong. Talk to the experts out there. I'm just a guy on the internet. But my view is that those human beings in the industry react to the right last names the same way all of us do. They react to the right names the way all of us do. They react to certain things the way all of us do. So an NCB listing is not seen, no offense. Or I don't have to say offense because they're not listed anymore. An NCB listing was never seen in the same way as an SSL listing. Let's
Oh.
just be plain. Yeah, right? And you get me? Separate doing a spin-off, and in fact, let me just I do not apologize if I don't say it. But Separate doing a spin-off would not be seen in the same way as Randy's Bad Juice Company doing a spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't have Separate's name and weight and whatever. So I think that we'll know the road is freeing up when these bigger listings and bigger market moves start happening. I think those will happen first before any smaller listings. Just my external view. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know if something I just said in that make you vex somehow. I mean, have a drink and talk to your friend about it. But that's what I think. So I say that to say that I think Troy could be right that Separate could surprise us, and I'm hoping it's this quarter, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping that it would indicate then a freeing up of the new road of regulation post Gene. Um, that lady has some bad, bad branding, boy. I don't know who have worse branding. that lady, or I was gonna say a company that's not listed, but I should not joke about that. So, but yeah, bad branding, bad branding, boy. But because I say post Gene, and I have no doubt that everybody understands what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think you're right, Troy. I think yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I feel like I just walked around my field.
I'm glad he didn't say anything.
Yeah, me
Because
too,
if you
me
call a
too,
name there, and
me
it's funny
too.
because everybody will get it at the same time. And
Oh yeah,
people,
it'd be a great job, but it wouldn't be worth the price at all. It wouldn't be worth the price at
I
all.
got and my mind is putting up more jokes on top of that. So
Me too, but so Troy, I think you might be right. I think separate Ace Bryden might happen. They were very clear about doing a spin-off and listing it in a timeline that I think was a hopeful timeline.
yeah.
And I think right at the end of the timeline, what happened at the start of the year would put a dampener on that. So I think
Mhm.
it coming through would be a good sign. And yo, if a smaller listing comes through, if a listing from maybe a different house comes through, that'd be great. I'd love to see some Mayberry listings. I heard it said, I don't know what the truth is because I didn't see it myself, but I heard it said that Mayberry said that they have about 4 or 5 listings,
Five, yeah. So me here too.
5 for the rest of the year, for the end of the
Love
year.
that. Love
Whew.
that.
Yeah,
Big
man.
up you guys. Let's do it.
Yeah,
That's
man.
that's 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 the word. Do it.
Yeah, man. Come try. Yeah, actually do it. Come try take back the crown from the bully beef guys, because they're running rings around everybody else.
Them are gonna get the investment banking business, don't it? Somebody will
Right?
vex about
Not them. They're the ones doing it, so not them.
that. Facts.
Oh Lord. Uh I see we have Lopo. Long time listener, long time caller Lopo. What's up, Lopo? How you doing?
We'll put a movie man. All gone.
The what, man? What kind of allegation this now, man?
Movie man. You know about movie podcast, bro?
Oh, yeah, back in the day. Yeah,
Yeah. We're supposed to collab with him. I'm checking out, Randy.
Huh. Yes. Oh yeah, wow. Wow, yes, the movie man himself. You are right.
yeah,
You are right.
yeah. How you just bringing this into the play? Like, how
I just
That's a
remembered it.
random memory.
I just remembered it. I know. I'm not the best with memory, so I have to say it when I think it.
Jaja. Anyway, what's up, movie man?
I don't like
What's
how,
up?
yo, big up Movie Man them podcast, the one about them thing. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Big up. If you remember the right name, give him a shout out too.
that's the
Uh,
name, Movie
That's
Man.
the name. I actually didn't know the name of the podcast,
oh
but
wow, big up the movie man podcast then.
Yeah, Movie Man them podcast. Big them up.
Yeah, man, more Jamaican content. Anyway, walk on.
Fox. Yeah, in the context, I don't think he said that Mayberry has 5 IPOs. I think he was saying he's expecting at least 5 IPOs in the market in context.
oh,
Oh, thank you. Great thing, because I always,
look how we give them no for.
yeah, man, right,
But
right,
good, that's a good problem to have. So more work to you guys.
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if it was all if Mayberry. Not, I don't see a problem with their process for doing it. But that
And if they're only coming, if they're coming with five, then everybody else get add on top of that. So we
yeah,
don't lose. But
yeah.
wishful thinking,
Them man don't
wishful
miss, so
talking.
them don't miss. So
Facts.
like they literally have one miss. The fact that you can draw reference to the miss. They have
Mm-hmm.
one miss. But go
Cab-
through.
Styles that one.
No man, years ago. Something that's very common now, but it was
Mm-hmm.
ahead of its time.
hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's funny.
true.
Anyway, again, in fact, that thing there, I also like that Gary cited as saying everyone before it's time, whatever. And then they came in its time. Mayberry himself came in its time.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And they were even a little early because,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Cause
think of the reaction there then to what's seen as normal
uh-huh.
now. Yeah, yeah.
Say never good until Zajic were do it.
No, shout out to Sagicor. Sagicor poached the NCB head, and I have great expectations for them now going forward. So shout out to Sagicor. I hope things can get sorted out. Yeah, shout out to them. Anyway, Sir Lopo, you jump on to tell us something. Walk on.
Oh, gone.
What's a year to date win and lose? You year to date miss, year to date thing you like, thing you hate, whatever.
My year to date, I don't have. I do have a lot of new information on this. My year to date loser is Fast Rich.
Jaja.
My year to date winner so far is main event, even though there's some other good things going in the market that I have. But
Well, they're the second biggest year to date gainer, no, main event.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I think me catch the whole of that, but me catch some. I catch the 46, but we in green. So
All right,
in
well, that's good. Myself too, but I've owned it forever, so
Indeed. Not forever, but I joined the wagon at a good time.
yeah. I jumped on the wagon at the start, so yeah, I've had some since IPO, and more since more recently, and not enough. So if it's
Yeah,
so like, am I
that's
buy
that's a
more?
that's a feeling I get in as a
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah. Yeah, it's my intention to buy more. In case you're wondering, that is exactly what I'm saying. Hint, hint. That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna be buying more. That's if you figuring me out. There you go. I'm buying more. I guess what's gonna happen when I get to my goal. Guess what
I'm
happen when I reach my goal percentage? I'm gonna
like,
sell it.
oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
tend to do.
profound.
And still in 20.
Imagine,
Yeah,
he does that thing, selling. We're
yeah,
speaking hush tones about that over here.
yeah. I thought you were an investor. I do. I invest. Anyway, Loco, so like us get go away on tangent, sir. When we say you win or you lose, we don't necessarily mean percentage wise, but which stock did you like the most or hate the most? Or are you looking forward to or disappointed by or whatever?
Um, what am I disappointed by? And what I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to a lot of things to come with SVL. Um, I mean,
Were you sent?
I don't know if I'm as affiliated as this esteemed program to be sent. I think there's enough messages sent on the
On the timeline, that's true.
you know?
That is true. That is true.
I mean, as an investor, I guess this is it is very it is very interest. It is not. I don't want to say interesting. It is very nice to see things from observing for at least a couple of years now and them coming into fruition. I remember from that first article I saw on moving to Africa and the South African um, first step to what the traction that has been shared now with the movement in terms of what's happening in Ghana, and also from I guess from a personal side, seeing them treat themselves as the platform and being a part of things to get into different markets, probably as swiftly as possible, is pretty exciting to me as a tech person, and then being like they're a tech company pivoting is a very interesting thing. Um, I yeah, and I mean I love more companies working in the space and seeing how they can be have that level of I mean that low barrier to entry to enter new markets. It would be great to see some. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to how that works and how that actually affects the bottom line, because and how that grows the company and probably what they're going to need to do around those moves. So yeah, that's one. That's something I'm looking forward to. Something I'm disappointed by. I'd not say. I don't think I have. I mean, yes, the fast reach file point you already made, but outside of that, I'm not necessarily disappointed. Um,
How can you not
but
be? The market is gone.
The market is down. True.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't have to talk about disappointment. There's nothing wrong with that. There's enough gloom and doom out there. Actually, something good since you mentioned SVL. Like you said those points, but let's go one step further. What do you mean? I remember you being on actually the Brick Talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when the Brick Talk after the announcement had happened about the gaming certification, the accreditation, I think accreditation certification.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were talking about, and one of the questions that we cheekily said was, I wonder why they did that. I wonder what that means. Like, what does that actually mean for the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here we are.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
starting to see that. To me, it look clearer. To me, it look very, very clear. It's in line with what I want, but that's a danger of the lie you want to believe sometimes, right? But I don't think it's a lie. I think what we hinted at and what I don't I know I've not said it and spelled it out on here, but it's moving along the same line. And you asked, I said this because going along the lines of what you just said about the bottom line and what does that mean and what it really means is likely to happen for the company and what them have to do along those lines, right? I think the talking point, the general talking point now is, the Ghana 10x the population.
mhm.
I think. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's what you're thinking of or you're going deep. I'm hoping you're going deep. I hope it's not just that.
Um, in terms of my talking point, yes, the population. I mean, maybe I'm not seeing where you're coming from.
Forget where I'm coming from.
Where you are
Give
coming
your
from?
In
view.
general,
Yeah, your point.
Yeah.
yeah, in general, yes, bigger market, bigger population, bigger structure, or different structure in terms of how gambling work in that space, in in terms of how it actually work. Um, the so that's I'm excited about that new market, but I'm actually very interested in SVL in a quote unquote long term view to say if they're entering markets like that with this change of I guess product that they're going to just go into places with this certification and action it, and I can see the action from something like this. What can that mean for how they can scale their product in the basically for the first time they can do this like this, and where else they can go, and seeing the impact on this is going to be great. To have some basis to say when they go to another market to see what will that mean. So yeah, I think it's I guess I am going to be having my little biased point of view with from just the tech entry side of it. I just think it's just easier to grow if you know you're doing something platform specific or software as a service specific, um, than going to set up actual cashpot stores somewhere.
Mm.
Um, so that's a very important dynamic for me, and it was in the market is down arena. It is one of the nicest things I see happening that have like some solid meat to it. Um, and yeah, so that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah. I don't think many people understand what you just said. And
Fucks.
I'm itching to spell it out, but I'm sure we'll spell it out on the timeline in a while. But I just found it interesting that they ate up the vertical. That's where we go. Where's the consumer? Where's the consumer in the vertical? At the base?
I think so.
All right, well, if the consumer is at the base, they moved up the vertical. Like they used to pay a fee for something that they now get to eat that fee from other people. And you said the ease of entering other markets.
I just thought about another company, and we like that company, Randy. So,
What that?
nah, I know the company did not participate in this discussion, so
Okay, all right,
do not
all right.
participate.
This guy is very funny. This guy.
I didn't think you're gonna go there. I thought you're going another way.
No, it's just
All
mention
right.
of the vertical.
The
Yeah. Okay.
vertical.
Okay. Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
allowed
Yeah.
themselves to move closer to just along the whole thing
Oh,
there.
that's true. In some ways, they have also moved up their vertical, haven't they?
Yes. Yep.
That's actually true. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. Because they tend to speak of it like it's a lateral move, but
The man, they stretch both ways very nicely, man. I love it.
yeah. Shout out to the architects out there. Shout out to all the architects. I say that. Yeah, Loco. I
Yeah.
like your point. I like your point on SVL. I am biased because I do own SVL, and I think I've said it here before. It's such an interesting stock for me to own to the point where it has come up on my sell list more than once, and I don't it, and I've sold it and regretted selling it. I've sold some and regretted selling some in the past.
I mean,
Uh,
in my disclosure, I owned that for a while, but I did recently sell it, even with all I just said. So, so
I mean, it's
it's
on the market every
it's
single day.
on the market. So
every
Every
day,
single day.
and I
every
don't
single
mind.
day.
I don't mind. For the moves that I think that is happening, I am very satisfied to for when I'm going to re-enter. But I know I'm going to re-enter.
Yeah,
And thankfully, it wasn't a burn on my exit either. It was just a good strategic move from my advisor. I got to. That's how I managed the
Boy.
action.
Yeah,
yeah.
so you listen to that guy.
I don't know, like it have little sense.
Every now and then.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to the advisor. Who's the advisor again? Who's the advisor?
Dhalladvisor.com.
Yeah, that website over there.
Yeah. thehalladvisor.com. Still easily beaten the rest of the market at advisory. Like
Been
to
a
the
great
point
year,
where
no? Been a great year, I think. Been a great year.
it's just me, Captain. Oh God,
Yo,
man. Drinking and braffing. That's what they're online doing. Anyway,
yeah. Big up
uh, uh,
Carnival.
big up Carnival. Which
Yeah,
country?
life of police.
Eh,
Both. Why
Both.
why why choose?
All of it. That's right.
Right.
That's right. That's right. As you mentioned that, Dana, you mentioned the do not participate, the JFP.
Mm-hmm.
JFP.
I didn't mention him actually.
You didn't, but well, you did, but I'm making it clear. I'm making it clear. I'm making it clear. The JFP, where are they? What are they ended April as one of the, I should have numbered this list, as the 24th biggest
Mm-hmm.
gainer. And then yeah, ended April as the 24th biggest gainer. And they're I mean they're on track. They had an interesting thing. I mean I'd say the JFP moves are one of the moves that I'm looking at where I'm saying, yo, GK, while the cat's away, although there doesn't seem to really any cat anymore, but while the cat's away, GK will certainly play. GK taking over the space and the moves that they're making with JFP, brokering with JFP, wonderful looking stuff. I can't oversell it. There's no need to even oversell it. Yeah, JFP still moving slow though. Slow meaning JFP. I think the company, not the stock price now, the company itself, in my view, moving slow. And it's a great example of that thing that we were talking about hours ago when we were saying that how sometimes you see things and you have to wait and you find yourself have to wait, right? So like anybody who read the notice from them about them with their partnership with Total Office in out of Trinidad and the 30% move and the shares that they've bought, and of course everybody knowing them can throw the talking points around. Imagine waiting a year. Imagine waiting from last year July for this. It's not like it was a secret. It was hidden in the newspaper, in the business section. Not the details up to this point, but I mean a lot of the direction. So JFP, I'm highlighting it because it's a great example of broker brokers taking the space seriously, and also if the articles are to be believed, I remember seeing, I don't know if this article ran, I think this article ran, where they were talking about how they came into the total office move. It being them being part of another move, like they were doing a deal, they're doing something with them,
Mm-hmm.
and total office jumped in, GK took the opportunity to go, hey, these guys you're working with, we listed them. I don't know if that's a conversation. I'm saying that on my own, but they said that that was their introduction to them on a job. They did a
Mm-hmm.
job together, JFP and Total Office. And for JFP being GK's, one of GK's clients, and GK moving forward and now having Total Office as a client and brokering the I won't
The
call it a share
transaction,
swap, the
the share swap, or
transaction.
whatever,
I
or
wouldn't call
however.
it a share swap.
I
I
know,
think
me
it's
neither.
still, yeah,
I know people say it as that. So I was trying with
yeah,
them to make it
yeah,
easier there. But that transaction there for the exchange of shares that they're working on, as well as
mhm,
Total Office also sending their list later down.
yeah.
Target
Have
read this year.
done, have
Them say
done,
it.
not
No,
working on.
anyone, yes, they've said it. Yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
We got this. So,
no, no, not the listing.
oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I was the have done thing. I never want to say it, but if you want to say it, do you think?
well, you're gonna kill me for the context on it. JFP said that they bought 30% of Total
Yes.
Office.
Did
Yeah.
they say exactly how much, or did they say they bought? They haven't said exactly how much. I think they just said they
They didn't
bought.
give details. They just said the words that they have bought it.
Yeah.
And my assumption is that they
Pleased to
did it in a way.
announce.
Yeah, pleased
Yeah.
to announce that they have done it. And I am then, yeah, I am happy. I'm a happy shareholder today. Who knows what money will bring? Who knows what money will bring? But yeah. So yeah, Lopo, thank you for that contribution, for you like, you dislike, or whatever. And of course, jump on again later if we're still on talking and you have a
Yeah, man.
point to give. The doctor himself, Philberg Invest,
Doctor or investor, which one?
Dr. Bill.
Little bit of both. Little bit of
Doctor
both.
Bill, oh god.
Why choose? The doctor's taking over the investment space these days,
Boy. I try big up them limitless guys, man.
Boy, you
Yes,
might just
sir.
reach a table.
Yes.
I
When it comes to doctors, the
might
idea is
just
to
get
not be
there.
on the table. The idea is to not be on the table when it comes to doctors. So I get
So they have too
that.
much tables already. So
Yeah, from the upper
anytime away from
table,
it.
real
And in the
table.
jet.
There we go. Sir, Dr. Bill, walk on.
We're there, man. We're there. We're there. I love the conversation. I've been thinking of jumping in. I've been wanting to jump in at times
Oh,
Hmm.
think I stuck your
to
table.
to stop my talk about brother advisor, sorry. But I I wasn't sure if I wanted to jump into telling her to stop talk or to join the conversation.
Yeah, like I don't know why I had to do that AFP thing just a while. Like I never know if that did.
So much things, man. So much different things.
In my head, it's the same thing often to you. Don't worry. Sometimes I say
No,
something and then I hear myself say it and I'm going, Jesus Christ, why are you spelling things out like this right now?
right. I'm
Yeah,
saying, I'm
yeah.
saying, but
And you guys know I don't. You guys know how much I don't. But anyway, tell us what
yeah,
you
man.
jumped on to actually talk about. What's your likes
Um,
year to date or dislikes year to date?
Boy, one of the like a personal thing that I have like yeah, it is year to date. Like I'm not. I'm still in the play. So I don't know if I can talk like fully about it, but it is stretching from last year, and from late last year, I've been trying to get out. I had some money, fair amount of money in a collective investment scheme.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, that I've been in since 2017.
My apologies. My condolences, I should say.
I thank you. I need it.
I can say that without
Um,
even asking you which one because I have an idea what all of them have looked like.
exactly. Is
Yeah.
and it's not, and this actually is not one that you would have like seen in newspaper. It's not a unit trust, but
Hmm.
it is the same thing. The definition, it falls on the definition, right?
Hmm.
Something I was investing in for my for
The next
something I was
generation.
invested in for our next generation,
Uh-huh.
and I have I asked to get it out. I wanted to get it out in order to put the money in the market once and for all because I realized that the time had come, and over the 5 years I had made less than 5%, brother.
As in,
From 2017, what you said, 17 till now?
from 2017 till now, the money I have put in and the money I would get out if I was to take it out
Mm-hmm.
is 5% higher than what I had put in.
Mm.
Um,
How much is the fee to take it out?
so the fee to take it out is I lose the interest. I don't get the 5%.
Okay, so the
So I'm gonna
fee is
say, give me that.
5%.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say, yeah, give
So
me
a
that.
savings account, take go.
I'm done with that.
A savings
Um,
account, Phil.
you see,
Man, them say, oh, when you want, if you want your money, you're there when you're there. There when you're ready.
you understand?
Look with a backdated service charge.
Backdated service charge, man. You know my skin. No,
Ah,
I
wait,
also
wait,
have to pay
wait.
the
So this
price.
is the thing. This is the thing I know about, Phil.
Yes, sir.
The one they've taken, then them basically them a fight to get back your money.
And them take
And you
months
not
to
get
give
no
me
time.
months to give me the
So I
money.
don't worry if I can get back your money then.
Exactly. Them I get them. Them I keep them interest or whatever.
Yeah, we don't know
And
lose
it
off for that
took
one. They make money and go about in the business.
months.
Free me up.
Oh,
Right.
Lord.
So I
Oh,
ask
Lord.
for money. Ask for
Mm-hmm.
my money. I beg for my money. It take months. I'm gonna look for things on the market. I'm gonna say, Jesus.
Yo, Phil, I am thinking
Feel
about a
like
play
things are
you
passing.
made,
If I
and the
had that
money could
money,
have been
right?
behind it.
Man,
Oh gosh.
I grieve.
Oh.
But eventually I get the money out.
Mm-hmm.
That specific money, most of it went into one thing, which is now, for me, it is up 27% in 3 months versus 5% in 6 years.
0%.
Nobody can't, yeah, exactly, 0%. Nobody can't tell me nothing about nothing except the JSC, brother. No,
The
come
Dr.
talk to me.
Street Forest send you to say that, Phil. The Dr. Street Forest send you
Listen,
to say that.
and that's our income.
Big up Dr. Street first every time. I see all the people
Constantly.
loving to hate the JSC. I love the JSC. JSC is great. Fantastic.
Anybody who hate the JC just not doing it right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. You make 27% over the last 3 months, you said? So that the last 3 months ended when? April?
February, March, April. Yeah.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
And
Nice.
I'm in it, and I'm in it. I'm in it.
That's actually impressive to me. That's actually impressive to me, Phil. Uh, 5 years versus 3 months.
Man.
I was going to make a joke when you say you take the money
And
out.
I
I was
was
saying you look like you think you're better than the experts at this, but damn, you shut me up early. You're saying you were what?
yeah, I mean the people them a call me, Manager them a call me, and bigger manager call me and tell me, oh, but we don't think it's a good idea. You don't want to take out some and leave some.
Come off my phone.
And I said, I don't think
I
it's
tell that me to ask it.
I don't have a problem. I think your product is not suited for me. Give my money. Just give me money.
You never know what you're doing. Apparently.
Well, share the story with the people. Not what the details of that are, but what was the stock that gave you this 20% over the last three?
Main event. Main
Oh,
event.
well, damn.
Main event.
So
I
you
did put it in
also,
2 companies. It's mostly in main event and some in Wigton.
oh, that's a curve.
Silent killer.
That's a curve. Why Wigton? That's a curve.
Wigton,
Wigton is the 16th largest gainer over the last year to date. 16th largest gainer from the start of the year till now. Wigton is up 11.3%.
Yeah.
boy, it's a funny story. There's a bit of sentiment to it, but a little bit more of market expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with the sentiment in that my kids, my older daughter, Wheaton is her pick.
Oh, word.
Yeah, Wheaton is her pick. She said
I rate
that
that.
is sure Wheaton.
I
It's
rate
alright.
that.
It looked like it makes sense to talk about it and whatever. But also Wheaton, I like Wheaton at this point because next year is their 5-year mark of listing. One of the reasons is that, and at 5 years,
Red
yeah,
wedding.
red wedding.
Yeah, we said that. Shout out to the earnings season listeners. We point that date out, the red wedding date. Um, yeah, got you, Phil.
I need to go back to that episode.
Yeah. We talk about the red wedding of it. I think we have called it the red wedding. Earnings season
Yes, sir.
podcast.com.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we have called it the red wedding. Yeah. Uh, well, yeah, Phil. So you say your daughter picked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Primarily, the whole renewable energy
Mm-hmm.
thrust, and
All these young people.
these young people want to
Yeah.
save the planet, and I agree with them. They're going to be living in it,
Might as well.
right, as well. Um. So yeah, and then main event was the the thrust, the most of the investment. And I
Word.
like main event at this point. I think I was actually quite happy to hear Gary Peart responding to a question that I asked on that SVL earnings call. I was trying to come up with something funny, but yeah, a question that I asked on that SVL earnings for investor forum earlier this week. He
Mm-hmm.
laid out a few points where the relationship of SV, um, REL, and main event is looking like it's they have intentions of capitalizing on their existing relationship
Mm.
going forward. It's a good time. I think it's a good time for main event. Main event has had two. They had a great quarter. You're breaking down the quarter in events now. They have the Burner Boy quarter. Before that, them had a Subfest quarter. After that is the Carnival quarter. Say, yeah, man. And then what is next? The Carnival and Expo. Expo actually
Wait, hold on. Are
delivering this
you
quarter
breaking
now.
it down that way, or did
I
he
am
break it
breaking
down
it
that
down.
way?
No, that's
Okay,
me.
okay,
That's me.
okay,
That's me.
okay.
That's me. But Gary was talking more about their production company.
Mm-hmm.
The production company, the joint venture between between SVREL. No,
And
the joint venture is
Caymanas.
actually between SVL and Main Event.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct? Or it's SVREL
Yes.
and Main
Correct,
Event.
Mm-hmm.
correct, correct.
Yeah,
I mean, SVREL is wholly owned by SVL, I
right.
believe.
Israel. Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
yeah. And to point it out, I just for the people watching online, we just say on my manager, you can just check the shareholders tool, and you would notice that Supreme Ventures SVL does own 10% of Main Event. In fact, I think they are not think they are the second largest owner of Main Event.
Mm-hmm.
So
I find it, and I like that MJ is the third.
I don't think that's accidental either.
Not at all.
I don't think I don't think that's accidental either. When main event reporting the numbers, they just reported a
Mid,
massive set of numbers not so long ago.
yeah, and then mid June is the next. The next one is due.
I'm 1 month
Keep,
and 1 week from now.
yeah.
Yeah, and as this what you call it, the Burner Boy quarter
I call the
or,
quarter
or the
coming up is
Carnival
the
quarter.
Carnival quarter. We got a
Yeah.
expo sprinkling. Expo catch your last head.
All right, all right. Well, Uh, I can't knock it. Obviously, well, let me ask. You sound like you own some main event, Phil. Do you own some main event?
Yes, sir, I do. I do. I still own. I'm up, and I still own the company, and I'm a happy shareholder.
What did they say on the call though? For the people who missed it, I mean, outside, obviously, Uncle, you told us that, but what did they say? What did they say on the call? For those of us who missed it, those of you who missed it, you can just go on YouTube and look up um,
Mayberry.
SVL. It's a Mayberry forum. I don't think it was
Mayberry
a
Maybe
Investor
forum. I think it
forum.
was
Forum,
a.
yeah.
I don't know if it was investor forum or it was an earnings
No,
call.
it was an SVL thing, the SVL investor briefing.
Yeah, it
Right,
was a
right. Investor
SVL
briefing.
investor briefing. That's what it was. 'Cause it was from SVL, and it was the Gary is the I should say sorry, period is the what is he? The exec chairman,
Executive chairman of
SVL
SVL.
group. Yeah, and doing a hell of a
Yeah,
job. So
yeah, man.
what was he
Um,
saying? Go over more of those things. And did you hear that comment about the five IPOs thing?
yes, he did. Dan said they expect 5 IPOs. They didn't say Mayberry. They said 5 IPOs towards the end of the year. They specified. He might have even specified the last quarter,
Mm-hmm.
last 3 to 4 months of the year. Um, but yeah, Gary spoke about they think that they had some delays with the um the production company. In that the production company has been formed, it sounds like, but in terms of them actually doing work
Mm-hmm.
that is to come,
Mm-hmm.
they have plans around making Caymanas Park not just a horse racing center, but an entertainment center.
Yeah, if I
And
remember correctly, it was like around this time, the year before COVID, and then uh,
right,
no, not the year
that
before. This was mid-COVID. This was
Mid COVID.
yeah, 2021. Yeah,
This has been
2021
a lot
was,
I've been tracking and running down for quite a while.
yeah, man. It is actually on my side. It is actually the dot that led me into SVL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't
Mm.
really care about SVL at
the
first. It
guy,
was
right,
yeah,
it was
it was main event that led me into SVL.
right,
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
Caymanas.
because of Caymanas, yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
they did the 10% move along those lines. And I was looking at it, and there's a conversation I've had in the girl subscribers group about when we're laying, we're doing research on it, and I was talking about what my expectations are around entertainment in Jamaica and the pieces that um how some of the pieces, in my view, logically would fit together going forward. I am, yeah, I'm not trying to be any clearer here, but
Yeah,
they're still on track with that, in my view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cayman as a space is being made better and better. So them just solar, um, they fix their water. I think they're talking about digging a well, or is it that they
and
dug
he
the
and
well
he
and did it?
spoke about that too. He spoke about the solar and said that because of the
Mm,
infrastructure issues that they inherited,
mm-hmm,
they have not yet. Them basically not turn on the solar yet. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of so you notice in the Q1 they had an increase in expenses out of keeping with the increase in revenue. And
mm-hmm,
that was he said part of the reason for that was not just the rollout of the Ghana operations, but also the electricity bill. Again, the at this point they expected that they would have implemented the solar and that had a significant reduction in that power bill. I think he said like 140 million. Can't remember if it's a quarter or a month, but either way, it's enough.
100 odd million. I think I think it was at literally that point where I joined the video, because I remember
Right.
hearing Dan Tiak saying something about 100 odd mil. That's heavy, really, really. And I thought that you know me, I'm not going to be the big number, not going to sway me,
Mm-hmm.
because in the world of SVL,
You
from
related
my
to.
yeah 100 million is not, but I didn't catch the full context. Um,
And Solomon Sharp is the director of SVR,
Yeah,
yeah,
Chairman. Yeah.
yeah, he's a
yeah,
chairman,
chairman. Sorry, yeah.
chairman of it, yeah, yeah.
that's right.
And yeah, I was rich
Right.
enough to do pension investing only.
Oh gosh.
I'm saying.
We probably mentioned about main event and thing that being into SVL.
Mhm.
That thing Phil just mentioned about the water. I remember that was a big thing there. That was a big that for me on. And really, I think it's part of what was scaring me. That boy, I would really do this one on a long term. I would really. I kept finding more and more around that. And the main event, a big part of the main event and the whole water thing. And in that the whole area situation, we see now after that now. We do have name again. The Panjam guys.
JP Panjam.
JP Panjam Epley. And what the plans they have for that thing there fits really well
For
for
that
SVR
area.
main event. About the whole entertainment, boy, trust me, the dots pile up really nice on that and does that one. So I can
Donald?
imagine, I can see why, it'll bring it to SVL. Gosh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep my mouth shut. Well, yeah, I wish I could invest pension wise. I mean, I don't. I guess I am. I guess we all are. But
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It does. We know what it is. It's the ease of doing that, and just cutting all the time. Boy, I understand completely. It's the trade off, the time and everything, the effort.
yeah, being able to do it the lazy way, where you could just
Yeah,
buy more, just leave it and let it sit, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, people,
Just
if
chill.
you are truly long term, truly investing for your pension, there's absolutely nothing wrong with speaking to your advisor about buying a
you should.
stock and sitting in it for the length of time that you say that you actually are long
Yes,
term
that
in it.
should be the plan.
Yeah, man.
If you're truly doing that, then you should the conversation shouldn't be okay, buy this and leave it. That's what it's. What are we buying this for? Are we buying it truly for the long term thing? Are we buying this because we think over the long time this can make my pension look really nice? Then that should be the conversation. Versus, again, the gain is incidental. You buy it and then boy, this long term thing, and it maybe work out. You should have a real conversation on what actual long term looks like for you, what the money you're putting in this thing looks like for you, and what you should be getting out of it for it to be worth it, what you want out of it.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, for the person. Yeah, definitely. That's what
Yeah.
they should be doing. I was thinking about like doing an advanced grow on. I've done an advanced grow on like like the fund with funds and the whole pension thing, or what it looks like. And it's a sobering conversation, I think. For me, preparing, it's a sobering thing because it makes me think about my own moves in that light. And I love that. I love that when it makes me think in the same way. Big up, by the way, big up Lofo, who actually asked something at the last one that made me think and let me start looking buying houses, real estate. Anyway, but yeah, if you are truly long term, talk to your advisor about actually acting long term. And long term, don't just mean buy Carreras, they pay great dividends, all
Yeah,
right? Not that,
it's far
not
from that.
yeah,
Great dividends mean something. So what that really mean for you and your pocket?
yeah.
How much money are really putting on from this? What exactly are doing the dividends? It's a lot more to it than just Medea. But by
Exactly.
this, I'm here. Anything I'm for it, happen for me. Yeah, you want more than that. It's here. It's actual money. Think about it properly.
Or don't, Hey, or
Yeah,
don't.
see?
Prepare to fail. Prepare anybody can fail to prepare.
Prepare to fail. Exactly.
All right.
So Serphil, we keep interrupting you, but I don't know if you're finished. So you say your daughter pick Wigton and you pick main event, but we end up talking about SVL.
Imagine
Uh,
that.
yeah, go back to your daughter's pick though, because it's not the biggest gainer compared to main event, but it's not a light pick either. Um,
Correct.
yeah, and I will
I've
admit,
seen. Go ahead.
no, I don't even need to say that. Go through. Let me hear you say. Let me hear what she's thinking.
When you said when you guys were talking about TransJamaica
Hmm.
and talking about how much money has been pushing it up, similar. I see a similar thing that seemed to be happening with Wigton. Um, there's a huge order. I have to bring up my money, JA. A huge order at 75 cents currently.
This is Wigton we're talking about.
in Wigton's by Q. Yeah.
TransJamaica
They've
didn't look
been
like that. TransJamaica just
creeping up
buying.
nicely. Right. TransJamaica don't look like that. It's
It's
funny.
me I spend.
A different
Me
way.
not stop spend. That's what it look like
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. I
Wigton look more like encouragement, whereas Trans
Again,
them
yeah, them again,
bias
this look
up.
like best offense is a good defense. They're not gonna if we talk like a good defense,
Yeah.
TransJamaica look like the best offense.
But
The best
I
defense is a
think
good offense.
it's kind of the thing I'm looking at with Wigton is now is the time. If you look at in that 5 year mark where they'll be able to.
So you're saying, what are you looking at for TransJamaica? That's the question.
I'm not Jamaica
Phil, you see
myself.
earlier when you come
I
on,
wouldn't
you
want to
say
speak on Trans Jamaica. Go ahead.
earlier when you came on, Phil, and you say, you want to come on, but you also want to come on because you're
Yeah.
caught
All right,
between
all right.
saying, why
Yes,
do
sir.
you
Yes,
shut
sir.
up and lie? No, that thing, talk about whatever you want, but like when you mention Wicton, like a part of me just went, I really wish you wouldn't. I really wish you wouldn't.
Straight up.
Because
Straight
we've
up.
spoken about Wicton before on
We
here
have.
a
We
few weeks,
certainly have.
and I've been very open and said that, I think maybe in the past I've also said, if I could invest like a pension,
Yeah.
it'd be Wicton today because certain timings are on. And I don't just mean the red wedding. Um,
You
but
mean real estate?
the yeah, real estate. Because
The office
I born
building.
yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man. The
yeah,
office
man.
building.
You treat me like a fool, I will act like a fool. Of course, real
Yeah, man.
estate, pure
We're
real
good with
estate.
that.
Yeah, man. They want to put up apartment. That's what they want. They want to put up an apartment
Apartment. I
or by
rent it.
ferry, or by ferry,
What
at
housing?
Airbnb.
BPO housing. How about that?
You know the funny thing is, I set up apartments out there so it would make so much money.
It's true too.
It
That
would
too.
make so much money. I want to be clear. That's not what I think is happening. That's not what I'm saying. I'm being cheeky. Regardless, though, yeah, we've done. I was looking at it, and I'm like, for all the research I've done, we had a whole research thing privately where in the girl group, and I was going through the points, and I pulled down the land and the titles and all of that. I showed out to everybody who helped me there, especially the people who helped me the poor. I don't want to load up nobody's name, but um, did all of that and bought absolutely zilch, bought none. And
Same.
I hear you talking, and I'm thinking, if this brother go burrito my thing,
Channel.
go make by Tuesday morning at the over $1. I mean, I get mine. When I get for buying none all now, I would be so pissed. Um,
Seriously.
but yeah, your daughter has a lot of sense, in
Yeah,
my view.
man.
Your daughter has a lot of sense, a
Yeah,
whole heap of sense.
I share that sentiment.
Cause they're in an unfair business.
Hmm.
Um, and you can
Guaranteed
see
market.
guaranteed market, and I struggle between doing the content for people, having them enjoy it, and also not spelling everything out for everybody. And I'm sorry if it's annoying people. I don't mean to annoy. I don't want it to be an annoying thing, but we're not on here talking because it's our jobs. We're not on here talking because it's on good. We actually invest. Danai is an advisor, but him actually invest. You hear Phil, we call him Dr. Bill, but him actually invest. You hear Lopo talking, him actually invest. And I certainly actually invest. And and so I don't always want to give all of my advantages away. I'm not rich enough for
Just
that yet. Yeah,
yeah.
as I tell a brethren of mine, I'm not on the yacht. I'm not on the jet, right?
Hmm.
I don't buy mommy a new house yet, so let me get her the new house first, and then I'll still have to work. I'll still have to invest. So that's my long apology for why we don't always go into some of the things publicly, at least, that I would want. I would love to have that conversation because it's something I'm excited about. But
If I could switch gears to something that
yeah,
maybe
please do, please do, please
have
do.
everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah, man. Talk about anything else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Come talk about CBS.
I guess another fun thing that I stumbled upon this week in terms of like more recent. Yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad yet, but it,
Mm-hmm.
in a drunken argument, I ended up looking up some companies, and then I noticed the Companies Act amendments. Um, and yeah, I just saw the one part about the percentage ownership being considered starting at 25%.
Beneficial ownership
And
falling from 50 or 50 point over 50 to or 50 to 25. Yeah.
yeah, so I haven't dug into it. Just yeah, I was like, that was I'm finding myself doing like gross stuff when I'm arguing with regular people now. I was also doing it to help out a friend who was going through some what do you call it?
Dana,
Correct
your
stuff.
keyboard killing us, boy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, look up
You,
there. um, yeah, so that was just another random thing, and I want to dig into it, and I want to see what has changed, and seeing if there's any shards of edges there or anything new to put into consideration. Especially with like earlier, you guys were talking about what are some of the regulatory expectations to come. I'm gonna see if there's any clues there. And that's a pretty boring thing to look through. I don't think anybody's going to buy a stock because of. So I'm interjecting that.
you are in prime earning season territory, boss. Those boring things is where next year's profit is found, where next quarter's profit is found, where 4 years from now profit is found. Yeah, where the explanation for certain moves are found. Uh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I still on the tangents from before. Phil, I don't know. So I'd ask you about your hot stocks and not hot stocks, but yeah, definitely not hot stocks, but your likes for the year so far. And you tell us the one your daughter pick and the one you pick. Main event from you, which is up 46.38% in terms of movement, not Phil portfolio. And your daughter picked Wigton, which is up 11.3%. How about on the downside?
Yeah,
Any,
down disappointment for me is certainly trying to see if there's something worse. No,
Not I
fast switch
create.
for sure.
ooh,
I create, I create, I create was did well for me, sir. I create was last year. I
oh
create was
my
last year.
God.
Maybe it's next year too, but it's not this year.
Hey, it
Not
could be
yet.
this year. Who knows? Who
Could be
knows?
this
Could be
year, you
this
know,
year
dude.
too.
It could be this year.
This is true. It's only me.
Did
Sorry.
you hold it? Did you qualify for the rights issue?
No, I didn't.
At all? Nothing.
Uh, yeah, like a little bit, a little bit of share. Like nothing to speak of.
Okay, but
Oh, so
not
out
with
was
it,
still
not with
in.
the heavy amount before. Okay.
No, the heavy amount I was out before the record day. Um,
What do you think is gonna
yeah,
happen
yeah.
there?
Most of my I create the money that I made from I create I put into that burrito play.
Mm,
Yeah, so that worked out.
Jesus. Sorry. What? Say that again.
Yeah, most most of the money that I sold I create for was put into Barita, the Barita play that I spoke of in September.
Yeah, people not going to like you. Phil, people not going to like
Uh,
you. You
I
think
don't
like you
think so
can
either.
invest.
I can
Oh,
see I can see the fumes on the keyboards.
so, so you go,
Yeah,
so
you're
you
gonna
go.
inspire a lot of Twitter fingers with that, Phil. Um,
But I mean,
wow.
I won't be accused of only speaking about wins. I put money in first switch and I lost and I came out. I lost like 17%.
Phil, you think speaking about your losses means that you spoke about your losses?
Yeah, you see it.
How dare you?
You see it.
No, no, my brother. You don't matter what you say. You don't talk
You
about
see it.
them, even when you talk about
You're
them.
wrong. You're wrong.
Um,
You're just wrong. You're just
I'm
wrong.
still just caught up in what you just said. I create
And you know how good it was for
Barita.
him. Yes, I know Farmer come from with it, Randy.
Come
I
from
create
far. So,
to get into Barita around that's what Barita financial year ends when September.
September. September 30th. Yeah.
So that means August. That means exiting I create in August,
Before the
August or
date.
September.
Before the date, record date himself.
Before the record date, so definitely not before it. What you sound like you don't grow, you start connecting dots. I didn't know how to put that together. You start connecting dots. So definitely before a specific date in September, you can pinpoint when. My God. So you cut out of I create at the $3-4 level into
Yeah.
Barita at the fill.
Learn something still now. Yeah, I've been listening.
That might what did we have a play of the year better than that one last year? Did I?
Who
Who's
I mean,
who
other
on
back
than
that
in
this,
there?
good
program?
in
Back up
MFS.
to there, that's it.
MFS was
No man,
pretty
I mean
good, but I mean
Uh,
MFS is like a Godspeed sort of thing versus this
yeah,
is a
versus
play.
No, I
decision,
meant the
decision. Yeah,
guys
yeah,
who.
yeah.
I meant MFS acquisition.
better
Oh well, yeah,
I know, yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
them, but sure.
yeah, yeah. But this is a play
in
play.
terms
This is
of
a play. So this
Talking
is a
closer
buy
to
a
home.
this is a buy a house and car play.
Yeah,
I have money left over play.
yeah.
why
Jesus.
tough
Damn.
things. I try now, I try.
I'm actually jealous of that play. That's a hell of a move.
You're funny. You're great funny.
So
Um
yeah, so you said what you say your losses were? Let's talk about that. First week.
Let's
let's
come
talk
with the
about
bad
your
mind.
Immediately. That's a hell of a play, Phil. Congrats.
respect, respect. Um
Yeah, I'm gonna
first
take my
switch,
money
first
back
switch.
from the fund too. God no.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, do that and then me see the statement and say 5%. Brother, yo, give me my money, man. Give me my money.
Yeah.
Let me sort it out. Waste of time.
Ooh.
Um, but first switch, yeah, I ran out of patience. I I was kind of late to the first switch party. I didn't, I was doing other things like I create a
Clearly.
barita.
Clearly.
Where are you really? Where are you?
Clearly.
But
I see you
I
tweeted,
bought
Randy. The 36 stocks that ended April. I went to watch somebody tell you how much didn't.
Oh
Just
God.
watch.
oh Lord.
There's a mistake in it. I pay
Hmm?
Muskin money and I can edit it.
No man, I mean, so, somebody say, okay, but if 36 do well, then I mean, says how much I do bad there, and then yeah, just
Oh,
watch.
but I'd have space for the ones at the
Oh
Badland. That's
Lord,
how
have
it
No
works,
mercy.
you
man,
know.
just expect the doom and gloom, man.
I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, man.
I pay Muskin money. The black strong. Anyway, Phil.
The black strong, yes, but
Yeah, well, first which has disappointed everybody. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Apologies if you're on YouTube. I know the sound can't out a little while ago. Again, I always recommend being on Twitter, all right? This dual platform thing is difficult. Just like the thing I was just talking about. Making money every month on the market, making a percentage, it could be 1% on the market every month repeatedly, is one of the most difficult things to do on the market. That is top level difficulty, and it is also completely unnecessary for making significant gains. You can make loads of percent. You can make millions on the market without ever doing a month to month thing. That is making 300%. Making 100% in a year is less difficult than making 2% every month for a year. Yeah, doesn't sound that
Yeah.
way if you if you don't sound that way if you don't know it go, but if you actually know it go, making 2% every month for 1 year is much more difficult than making 100% in 1 year. And making 100% in a year is not is not light work, right? It still
No.
requires some work, but making 1% every month for 1 year, every month for 1 year back to back is even more difficult than making 100% a year. So if you can do that, meaning 100% a year, don't say, okay, let me try the 1% every month thing. That is where the experts actually, the true experts, that level of expertise don't require debate. It's
Mm-hmm.
not who sound better. Is if it don't work, you
We'll do
know
it.
because it not there, right? It's not there. Shout out to Try's username. 30%
Mm-hmm.
a year is great. Remember that. And
And it
achievable,
is
right?
it's a crazy thing. Actually, it's great. It just we lost a lot of it in the conversation with I think IPOs and those pesky guys on earnings season talking about their gains.
That's true. That's true.
I
That's true.
mean, for context, the let's say wouldn't the Mayberry bond at the 12% tranche be 3% a month if you work it out that way?
Before fees, and that's a good one. Thank you for that. I didn't even remember that. That's probably my disappointment for the year so far. Not really much disappointment, to be clear. I've thought of the Mayberry bonds as being, I thought of the Mayberry bonds as being the start of something possibly amazing if it goes right. And I draw the parallel between the junior market now, 14 years later, and when it started, and
Mm-hmm.
the bond market. No, the bond market didn't just start now, obviously, but the pushing bonds out there for the public to be able to really interact with it. And obviously, now the Mayberry stuff is the start of it. How many times it trades since it listed? They traded since it listed. I think that you have had 10 trades
I
in them.
haven't seen think I haven't seen any. I haven't seen
I've
a lot.
seen
It's a spectacle when it happens.
I've
Yeah,
seen three.
yeah. I started thinking three, but I'm gonna say a bunch. I think what two on the 11% or the 12% and one on the 9% or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, not much yet. And the factors around, I've deliberately kept quiet about that actually. Um,
Yeah,
and
give
I'll talk.
space.
Yeah, man, I'll talk when I'm ready. I'll talk loudly too. I hold in my tongue because I know how I stay. When I respond, then people get hurt and then spend them weekend I talk about me instead of talk to them girl. But the idea is that that's probably the most disappointing thing to me. And not for the bond. The bond is what I expect. The bonds are what I have expected. But for things
Yeah.
around the bond,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
The
don't
I
things
mind
you
are
know
saying
what
that.
I
certain.
say.
Yeah, I know him. I know him.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
because look at this, Ryan and I interested in bonds. I mean,
I thought that was a good thing. I didn't know it could be painted as a bad thing. Us trying to broaden the market. But hey, if they hate it on Twitter, it's probably good. So, so yeah, that's probably my disappointment though, in terms of what I would have liked to see in terms of infrastructure around it.
Aaron, yeah, yeah.
But it will
Just
happen. It will happen. I know it will happen. And yeah, yeah. I don't know how to say it without saying it publicly. I'm conflicted. Uh, so so let me leave it there. But thank you for reminding me about that. The Mayberry bonds are that, and your actual point, Lopo, you said is that not like 3%? Is that the 12% isn't like 1% a month?
Yeah, after after
After fees.
It's actually better because 1% a month. You can't make 1% on the market a month. Your fees are probably higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just
to
really
get
have to
one,
work out, yeah.
yeah, 1% is like 5% a month.
Uh-huh.
So the bond is actually better than 1% a month. That's a great way to think of it, actually. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it worked out to 9 point odd after fees,
It's,
after
it's, it's,
taxes.
it's, it's finding the easiest return. If anybody says to me, I want less than 12, I want less than 9% this year,
Mhm.
I'm not going to tell them we're fighting the market fee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true,
Like,
true,
we know where we're going, right? And I had
true.
that. I had what I wanted that. Not necessarily from say some level of money that they were having based on the goal what they want from it. It just work out then. Yeah, see, right? That's all.
That's such as.
I think that's a big issue you often find is, I mean, to stocks people is most bonds. If you think stocks is a rich people thing, bonds don't even get sold to poor people like that.
Mm.
It's not
So
marketed
that's
to
the
them
truth.
from certain. You don't hear about
That's the
it.
truth. That's the truth. The man them would say straight, I'm raising a bond and not for
You
you.
know, say reach if somebody a link if you go buy one bonus.
Yes. Yeah. So if we look at that, if we look at what democratizing wealth, then a public facing bond market is great.
I thought and still think I don't understand the talk against it, but I understand that there is not always a logic coming from the talkers. But I know that it's a good thing to talk about to have people understand that it's there now. And I find it weird that you hear companies talking now about, raising bonds, but it's almost as they don't even think about putting it on the public market, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as we said at the start, the stuff is there. Go and listen. People don't think about it, then they will think about it, right? It has to be shown to them, and then suddenly it'll become normal, aka at the start of a thing, which is where we are. I am using
Mm-hmm.
a 14-year example. So if we are at the start of year 14, I can't believe I'm explaining long term to the long term people. It means then you have to wait until 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 14, 15 years down the line before you'll see the effect of it being normal. This is how it starts, and you shouldn't put it down at the start if you want it to be big later on. So,
Well, in my view, the main disconnect in that logic versus what I consider regular long term logic is that current long term logic is I guess not necessarily looking at the future tense, just really
Focus
trying to
on control.
strengthen your argument from the past tense. Like,
So not long term.
yeah,
You're just looking back. We need to stop doing that. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know where the struggle is. Sometimes I have like a vision for a company. You get me, like, because I see it from also the same people. Like, in one aspect they can see it, and then in a different company, and then suddenly no. So, but you should be looking forward. You're not. The reports of the past tell you so much, but you can't tell everything. It's not going to tell you what's going to happen.
it's designed to not tell you everything. They literally build a gap in deliberately so that you cannot know everything. But
yeah, you're looking in the past. I guess
That is
it,
false information. Yeah. And
it
the whole it's the same thing. Imagine you could know every single day what the update on almost every single day. At the end of the day, you get the financials for this company according to what happened added on today. So yesterday the profit was this, and you can see imagine that level of information. The closer you get to okay, this is happening, either current, present, the closer you can bring the past to you. So if you know something at the moment it happens, then you can react to it before everybody else. So that's the point of that gap there. So, I don't know, brother.
and
It just
the closest thing we have to that is the NAV reports on the funds, and
mhm.
people
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like that. Just people are like, oh well, this is blah 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 percent on the NAV, so that means I buy that because of that. I don't know if that has been the motivator, what would move the funds. That's the closest thing we have. So
So far, the only thing move the funds are real estate. So
yeah, they love those. I
and
email.
strategic buying and strategic refiling. Which hey, nothing wrong with it. Do it.
Until you do it,
Yeah,
and near say you mustn't do it. Everybody else can.
that's
You
a
the unit
fact.
trust can do it, not the
What
company
you,
that owns real estate.
what do you know about doing real estate and bonds? You know anything about working in this space, boy? Anyway, oh boy. Anybody want to come on? This is the last chance for you to jump on. Otherwise, we're gonna call time on this soon. Um, I should point out also, I do have what is this? It's not 36. I didn't have it evenly, but the 32. I should probably make it 36 inside the 36. 34, 35, 36. The 30. Yeah, the bottom 36 companies from year to date. So starting with Proven, look at that, down 9.2%. I don't think they care about their share. Well, most companies don't care about the share price, as we say.
Mm-hmm.
Then Idiot AMG, then Sagicor, then Lasco, then T-Tech. I'm not going to name all of them out. I'll tweet the image out. But yeah, it started Proven at 9.2 or 9.19 loss in terms of share price, and it ends with Phosphate, which you've heard us say a bunch of times tonight, with a 32.23% loss to the end of April. So from the start of the year to the end of April, Phosphate has lost the most. So I guess for them the market is soft. I guess I get at the bottom 10. So it'd be Phosphate, CFF, First Rock, Blue Power, First Rock JMD, Blue Power, First Rock USD, Cygnus USD,
Shadow Star.
Fesco, Berger Paints, Elite, and last but not least, Barita,
That's
down
interesting, man.
22%. Hmm. Hmm.
Long
Um,
term.
yeah, I mean, Barita is a good one looking forward. I think, you think they're going to do that nice reform this year? You think it's this year, then?
Oh yeah, I think end of this year, start of next year, between those. I think this year the target.
I wondered if it'd be like Q4 calendar year because that's Q1
So
for
start
them.
thinking. Is
Yeah,
it for Q1 for them,
yeah,
Q4 for life? So
yeah.
very nice price time to put it.
Yeah. Or it could be Q3 calendar year, which would be Q4 for them, and it would
Q4
allow them to
close the
have,
year already.
and you know how them go, them have to have the that end of year.
I mean,
I think that
anytime it happens, it happens. And the interesting part is, eh, suppose they don't have it, suppose they don't need to have it in a year, or they can put them into one. Either way, and never a lot of space for a lot of things.
I think
Interesting.
if they do it in their fourth quarter, then they don't have to have the usual move, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would save them the trouble. Um, or they could have it in the fourth quarter, but announcement and all of that in the third
Mm-hmm.
quarter, dates in the third quarter, the calendar year, to
Mm-hmm.
encourage the movement, and then the actual movement happening in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The more space, man.
yeah, of
They
course,
can do a lot of things.
they're fine. They have a lot of money. They're good. Um, and who knows? Yeah. So the last could become first, and the first could become last. I think the first could become last. I think RPL. You think RPL doing them raise this year, calendar
Hmm.
year? I
Possibly,
think it's also their financial year.
I think, I wouldn't be surprised. I think so. I actually think so.
I think so
What would
too.
make
I
them hold
think.
it back? What would make them not do it at the same time?
Mm, I don't know, cause I think one of the gas station them almost ready.
Yeah.
Them have approvals. It makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, right? You hit them with a couple of pictures of the gas stations. You do
Yeah, roster
the
roll it in. So
yeah,
either
the
either
start.
when that one just started, so I thought with the volume and gas so nice, I not whatever, or
Yeah,
right before it, the things start look nice. Yeah, man. I think it's so.
yeah. But of course, that also all of that I think still depends on a working regulatory arm.
Mm-hmm.
So looking out for the big guys to start rolling through, so you know that the path is once again clear or being made clear. Uh, I hope.
Mhm.
I hope.
So do I. Because that's
Yeah.
the one I see that blocking it too.
Well, I don't know if that's the only thing, but you want regulators to be at a place where they're comfortable and
Yep.
they have a way forward again. Especially because we have now a new system, and I don't think anybody outside of maybe the regulators are exactly clear on how it's going to work completely. So everybody looking on to see, yeah, what is what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
Yep.
I,
you're saying something, Lopo? Let's
Yeah, I
hear
think
it.
we're breaking up.
oh
Yeah.
yes. No, I mean I was agreeing. And I guess a light point that has a grain of salt is this in the speaking from public dialogue from Ryan Strawn from GK. He did
Mhm.
indicate possibly two type of equity raises rights issues this year. And
There's only one type of rights issue. You mean equity raises?
sorry, no, he said two rights issues. No, he actually
Oh, he's okay.
said two
All
rights.
right.
Yeah, and
Here, assuming my assuming my putting something in a box, I think there.
no, I
So
mean, yeah. Well, give me extra grain of salt from how I saying it to the grain of salt I give in that type of disclosure. Um, um, but yeah, in my when I initially heard that it was, I had two thoughts on where that could go, which is Spiritory and RPL. So I think there's
That's
intent.
wishful thinking,
yeah,
boy.
everybody assumes is the company that them know and GK.
Hmm.
And so the deal thing work, especially know where
Yeah,
GK is. GK hunting,
yeah,
GK went to everybody
yeah,
that listed. If them think it's sensible to work with them and get business out of that. So 138 wasn't a GK listing, but here we are. The body
That's
them
true.
work, man. So it doesn't necessarily mean something we've seen recently from them or that something that they listed that they were raising again. Because companies almost feel they hate doing that, raising too close to them IPO time. You hear the
yeah,
so quick as
yeah,
the industry responds to I'm going to raise soon after my IPO. So quickly.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, think of the reaction to dollar raising
Yeah.
on the bond market a little after the IPO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so what? They need the money. They need the money. Um, and if you don't want to get them, don't get them. Right?
Straight up.
Yeah, if you don't get them, don't get them. Yeah, we've seen since that's another good one to mention. We've seen the impact of the money for them. That one was also predicted, and meaning the commercial impact, not the share price. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it's a strong set of results. Them drop last, them just drop
Bro,
another night. You
wicked
see,
strong, bro.
man, them
And
blow the
just
first quarter out of the water.
brother, the man him say record pan record pan record. Wow.
Over 100% profit increase. But then, if you think about what they
Yep.
said about how they use the funds, which is a fundamental point,
Mm-hmm.
take the percentage of cash out there that they put out there and put the percentages on it, and it becomes almost easy. But the share price is a lot harder to predict. But hey, it's been rising over the past few weeks,
Mm-hmm.
mid-April to now.
Yep.
Uh, on the list, it is at number, where is dollar?
Probably down since here start.
Very possibly, very possibly. Um, Trying to find it on my list, but I can't. Sorry, I think I screwed up my list actually. They're right in the middle. They're down six. They were down compared to the start of the year, the end of April. They're down 6.9%. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but up to today, they were up. No, still down. Well,
Still
down
down, still down, still down.
0.35. Almost,
Mm-hmm.
almost break even. Month to date, however, they're up 7%. That's what I love about the market. Within that, there's a tidbit, by the way, for the sharp people, right? Something is down 7.96% year to date, but somebody could be up 7% on it, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're coming from 261, yeah, 287 now, you could be up 9.9, almost 10% on a stock
Yep.
that people are telling you you're down on. Sorry, that's why it's so hard
So
when you know
this
what
is down this that's down this year. Yeah.
yeah,
For
the
who?
market is
Or
down.
for how long? For when? Hey, if I could, brother, I always find that to be interesting because I can't have a conversation like that, and it's almost like stocks can't be down.
Everything mash up when they're down.
It's far fetched. For again, like what's the conversation we're really having right now? It's bad because like it's something. It's the market is bad because the stock is down. That's that. Or I mean, like, you know better than that. That's why we're having a stock conversation. That's
Mm-hmm.
normal. That's the market. Things will go up, things will go down.
Things have to go down
I think,
sometimes.
in fact, you specifically were probably saying this whole you've been in a situation. The person having that conversation has been in a situation where they bought a stock and it's down, and they understand that this is normal.
I don't know if they understood it at the time, but they definitely have been in situations where they buy stock on it. So that's a normal situation for them. What do you mean?
But no, if you're at the level of conversation, that's not something crazy to say, or it's not proving anything.
Yes, no, it's
Really, it's
part of how
just
the market
oh,
works.
this
Yeah.
is how things go. I know every day I mean, I would love if every single day, every single stock I bought went up. But if you listen to us at any time, that's not the case. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Often
Everything
you
goes up.
buying the stock is it being down. You start down. That's the
yeah, yeah.
You only know that if you actually invest. Yeah. All right. I don't see anybody sending any speaking requests, and I don't mind taking an early night. I'm sure Dan I don't mind either. Done before midnight, that'd be wonderful. So if you wanted to get on and ask about something, this is like I'm giving you the 30 seconds that we need. Uh, Anything that you'd love to have mentioned but haven't heard mentioned, Dan I? Or anybody that's still on? I think
Nothing
Dr.
comes to
Bill
mind.
or Lopo. No?
I was just looking at your list, the down list, after I was looking at the up list.
Mm. What did you think of the down list?
Um, yeah, opportunity.
That is it.
That is exactly it. That is
I noticed.
exactly it.
I don't say something. Something else. I thought would have defined
What's that?
jam tea.
Something is right
Ooh,
there.
where are they? They might be in that little middle section because there are, to be clear, there are stocks in the middle of this that I just didn't.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there are a bunch of stocks in the middle of this. Jam Tea is at where are they? Jamaica Teas. They are the 56th on the list, meaning if you think in growth overall, they'd be 56. But on the losers list, if you want to call it that,
Yeah.
the ones that ended down, they are number 4 or 5. They are number 18, I think, or 19.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
And their
yeah.
percentage would be what? Is it like
I
in the
mean,
middle, like 10?
they're 19th and they're down 5.1%.
Ah, got you.
Yeah, year to date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Month to date, they're down 0.75.
Yeah, I think this is a good list. It's a very nice list.
It is tracking well with how, at least on my side, what I expect for the year. And if we don't have any more IPOs for the rest of the year, I actually wouldn't mind because it's tracking
That's,
along the lines of what I expect.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. To be clear, I should point this out. I am banking on there being no more IPOs for the rest of the year. I hope they're not. I don't think there won't be, but I am planning for there not to be any IPOs for all my plans are around no IPOs for the rest of the year. And yeah, cut your teeth in the real market.
I like that still.
So,
Like that. Big up the IPO flippers. Big up the first starters.
hey, nothing wrong with it if you can do it sensibly and repeatedly. For
Yeah.
those of you who do it.
Yeah, but I'm definitely more a fan of the market. No IPO has benefited me like the market. So I just love new things coming on the market. That's it.
There we go. All right, people. I don't see anybody send a speaking request, and I'm gonna be thankful and take that early. And I hope you guys enjoyed this brick talk. If you didn't, tweet at me about it. If you did enjoy it, tweet at me about it. If you want to know how to do what we do, you can come to grow at everymickle.com. I think I'm only doing one grow this month. Beginner grow. Check everymickle.com for it. /GRWR. If you can't bother with all of that, you want to just link that night, you can do that at dhalladvisory.com. And thanks and big up to My Money JA, which is, if you think it's going great, no, just wait. Sign up
Better
for
and
my
better and better.
every single day, boy. Sign up for My Money JA. Get yourself a My Money JA account. It is almost, I would say it's almost unfair. It's not unfair, but it's unfair if your competition don't want to use it, you know. Thank you, thank you for hobbling yourself. Yeah, sign up, check out the app. The app is amazing. Shout out to the team that's behind it. There is still a whole lot more to come, and it's coming. And thank you to everybody who came on and did this, and thank you to Danai for doing this with me this Friday instead of all the 1,010 fun things that we could be doing instead of
And I
this.
won't be here next Friday.
In fact, I think we might take a
Yes.
break next Friday. I
I
don't
think you
mind
should.
taking
I
a
think
break.
you should because, and I'm saying this knowing that I'm very likely going to hear it. Well, just do it because I'm going to do it by myself, man. So this
Maybe,
is
but I
this.
can tell
So,
you right now in this moment, my feeling is I would love a break. I could take 2 weeks. Who knows? 2 or 3 weeks.
all right.
Yeah, I don't
I hope you
mind.
don't. I hope you don't curve to your usual workaholism.
That you and me both. You and me both hope that, all right? But yeah, no, it's this week, next week. We'll take a break. So, enjoy it and check out some of the older episodes.
Yep.
And yeah, big up. It's been an brick talk. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a good night.
All right. People bless up.
Blessings.